Chapter 2164, The Most Expensive Payment. Chapter 2164, The Most Expensive Payment. Yemo said impatiently, "What do you want?" "I just said I don't have time to go with you for pill concoction. Move aside." He was very patient and said, "Pill divine ye, I was rude before. I apologize for that. I've been searching in the void marketplace for more than 100 years. I think only pill divine ye can concoct such pill, that's why I waited here for so long. I want to invite pill divine ye to come with me to the Guang Yuan Palace. I can agree to any conditions pill divine ye has." He clearly wasn't a good talker. Yemo wasn't going to go with him just because he said that. Yemo stared at He and said, "I'm very busy now, and you can ask me to help concoct pills. Bring the materials over, and I can do one for you. The cost is 100 million god crystals, and I'll give you 30% of the pills. I'm not going to go with you." 1 million god crystals for one cauldron of pills seemed like an absurd price, but Yemo knew this price wasn't much. He pleaded him like this, so it definitely was no simple pill. Perhaps it was even Tao Essence God Pill. For a cauldron of Tao Essence God Pill, people would be willing to pay a few hundred million. Plus, 30% wasn't little. He frowned bitterly and said, "Pill divine ye, if that would work, I would definitely bring the materials over for you to concoct. It's just that the materials can't be brought here. That's why I want to ask Pill divine ye to come to Guang Yuan Palace." Yemo stopped and looked at He asking, "What pill is it? It can't be brought over to be made?" Yemo asked because he was really curious. Even if it was some god spirit herb that must be used immediately upon digging it, he would be able to bring it to him. "Shaking light soul refining pill," he said, and looked at Yemo. "What?" Yemo looked at He in shock. If it was before, he wouldn't even have heard of such pill, but after getting all the information from the murder Dao spear, he knew very clearly what the shaking light soul refining pill was. When he first knew about this pill, he even used the 3-birth chant to derive it. He knew that it was impossible for such pill to be made. He didn't know why someone left such pill recipe. The reason he cared about the pill was because of its effects. This pill could condense soul and return life force. He wanted to see if this pill could save CWQ. In the vast universe, there was a condition called soul loosening. This was prenatal. There was no way to cure this. As it grew worse, the soul would eventually be annihilated. People with such condition cannot cultivate at all and are very weak. They only live till their soul is completely annihilated. This process usually isn't very long, at most 100 years. Even if the process is very long, a person who can't cultivate can only survive for 100 years. The most important thing is that this pill required 999 different types of immortal spirit herbs and god spirit herb. The main spirit herb is called shaking light herb. It's not chaos herb nor top god spirit herb, but its value is no lower than chaos herb. This herb must not be moved away. It can't see light. If it was moved or put in light, it would wither within 15 minutes. This means that even if the pill could be made, it must be made within 15 minutes. The shaking light herb took 10,000 years to mature. More important, it would only mature if it was watered with 100 million year old god marrow. How much would that be for 10,000 years? Other people thought that if these conditions are met, the pill could be made, but Yemo knew this wasn't the case. Even if these spirit herb and god spirit herbs were mixed together, it still lacked something. It wasn't a god spirit herb. It was life force. It wasn't ordinary life force, but chaos life force. Only he had such life force. Only the chaos tree's chaos life force could ensure that the pill was concocted. How could Yemo take such business? Even if there was the shaking light herb, Yemo would reject without hesitation. These thoughts spun rapidly in his head. Then, Yemo sneered at He's sorry, asked for someone else powerful. "You've been in the void marketplace for more than 100 years, and you want me to concoct the shaking light soul refining pill to save someone with a loosened soul. Even if your palace lord has heaven-shocking power to preserve that person from dying, that person can't be saved. Do as you please." Hearing this, he was instead very surprised and joyful. He knelt down in front of Yemo and said, "Please help pill divine ye. My palace lord has 3 shaking light herb. He invited 2 of the top pill divines, but they had to rely on the palace lord to provide the recipe. You can imagine the result. There's only one shaking light herb left. If pill divine, you don't help, then no one can concoct such pill. Yemo didn't expect a Tao Essence Divine Emperor peak stage would kneel down in front of all these people on the streets. Yemo frowned, get up and talk. Yes. Chow, he was very obedient this time, and got up immediately. Yemo didn't have a good feeling. Chow, he was a Tao Essence Divine Emperor peak stage, and was willing to kneel to him. Didn't that mean the palace lord Wasa? Primordial Essence Divine Emperor? If a Primordial Essence Divine Emperor thought he could concoct the pill, how can he get away? Although he had the means to kill Tao Essence Divine Emperor, it wasn't enough to protect himself in the universe. Chow, he said, our palace lord said if someone can concoct the shaking light pill, he's willing to give 10 extreme grade God spirit range, 10 billion God crystals, and 100 drops of 100 million year God marrow, 10 Tao fruits, and your selection of 3 extreme grade God artifacts. You can even ask for primordial spirit artifacts. Hearing this payment, Yemo took in a cold breath. He had always thought he was wealthy, but compared to this offer, he was a beggar. There was this many things. How could he reject it? This was a test of heart. If he wanted to concoct pills, he would have to use the Chaos Tree life force. If he didn't use the life force, it would be a waste too. Yemo hesitated for half a day and said, I'm busy now, so I can't go with you. Chow, he said without hesitation, it's fine. I'm not busy, I can follow you. When you have time, you can come with me. Pill Divine, you can consider me an errand boy. If you need me to do anything, just tell me. Yemo thought about the upcoming Tao fruit distribution gathering and nodded, then stay with me. It might take 100 years. If you can't wait that long, then there's nothing I can do. The reason Yemo said 100 years was because he felt his power was a bit too low to go to a Primordial Essence's place to concoct pills. The reward was good, but he needed to be able to protect him. That meant that before he reached Tao Essence Divine Emperor, it was best that he didn't go. No matter how good the things were, he would need to have the life to use it. Chow, he quickly said, no need. When our young mistress was born, her soul was loose. The palace lord immediately planted 3 shaking light herb and used death Tao fruit to preserve her life for 1 million years. Now it has been 10,000 years. It's a bit hard to preserve her soul from loosening, but it should last a few hundred years. Yemo sighed. This Guangyuan palace lord was really wealthy. He could easily take out something like death Tao fruit. Yemo nodded, okay. I am staying at Void Star Immortal Rest Tower for now. 9 days later, I will be going to the God Rank Square for the Tao Fruit Tower Spot Distribution Gathering. Wait for me there. Yemo didn't intend to get Xiaohe to help, but he was Tao Essence peak stage. He would be useful around him. Yes, I understand. Xiaohe saw Yemo, said nothing more, and quickly left. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2165 Person Who Don't Mind His Own Business. Chapter 2165 Person Who Don't Mind His Own Business. When Yemo entered the Void Star Immortal Rest Tower, the attendants came to greet him before he even took out his Jade card. During these 9 days, Yemo didn't go out. He just stayed inside thinking about the things he would face. He wasn't worried at all about the spot distribution gathering. He was thinking about if he should help that Primordial Essence Palace Lord concoct pills. If he did, he would get resources he had dreamed of, but there was equally as much danger. If he didn't go, all these good things would disappear, and he might have to face the hunt of a Primordial Essence Divine Emperor. Yemo hadn't seen a Primordial Essence Divine Emperor before, but he knew they definitely weren't simple. Time flew by, and 9 days were gone. Xinghong was worried about Yemo, but he didn't ask Yemo to concoct pills these few days. If he did, that would mean he was scared that Yemo would be killed at the gathering. The God Rank Square was enormous. There were restrictions and formations everywhere. At the top, there were 2 stone tablets that soared high into the clouds. The tablet was golden, and the words on it were white. The other tablet was white color, but the words were golden. Yemo looked at these 2 tablets and knew they were the god and divine rank of the void marketplace. The golden tablet was probably the god rank, and the white one was the divine rank. Each tablet had a huge stage before it. There were restrictions all around the stage. Yemo's spirit sense scanned and immediately knew these the stages were for the challengers. The restrictions around them were so powerful that Yemo guessed even Tao Essence Masters might not be able to break it. There were a lot of people on the square, but because this square was simply too big, there actually didn't seem to be that many people. Pill Divine Yi. When Yemo was still studying the stages, Xiao He already came to Yemo and greeted him. Just when Yemo wanted to speak, he heard a cold voice, Luo Qinghe. Since you came then, accept my challenge. From today onwards, the 383rd place on the god rank belongs to me, Wukong. Then, a man wearing black robes landed on the stage. This person was Tao Actualization Peak Stage. His face was already white, but with the black clothes he was wearing, it seemed even more pale. He had waves of demonic qi circulating around him. Anyone could tell he was a demon race, Tao Actualization Divine Emperor. Cocky words. The next moment, a blue immortal robed man landed on the stage. Yemo was surprised. This Luo Qinghe was a Tao Actualization Divine Emperor Peak Stage 2, but this person was also human. Ever since coming to the Void Marketplace, Yemo had the feeling that the human race was very weak and timid. He didn't expect there was human race Divine Emperor on the god rank. It seemed that Xing Hong didn't lie to him. There were 2 human Divine Emperors on the god rank. Where was the other one? The demon race Tao Actualization Divine Emperor saw Luo Qinghe get up, and he couldn't even be bothered talking as he released a golden demonic whip. In that instant, the stage was covered by dark light, but there was golden color amidst this dark light. Luo Qinghe didn't retreat at all. He released a blue long sword at the same time. It also turned into a blue veil of swords. There was spirit sense barrier on the stage, so everyone could only watch with their eyes. People could only see clashes of blue and black rays. They couldn't tell who had the upper hand. Yemo's spirit sense couldn't scan in too. He had spirit sense cultivation method, but he couldn't publicly break the rules. When he was thinking about who would win, he noticed something. That blue sword shadow gave him an extremely familiar feeling. He had seen such cultivation method before. Soon, Yemo remembered. The blue sword shadow was the same origin as the cultivation method Su Changji used. Su Changji was his martial brother, a disciple he took for his master. He changed up Su Changji's cultivation method, and that cultivation method was called Qing, He God Cultivation Chant. Thinking about how this person was called Luo Qinghe, Yemo realized. He was certain that Su Changji's cultivation method was left behind by this Luo Qinghe. This meant that Luo Qinghe had been to Luo Yukonnet. Yemo sighed. The universe was vast, but once your cultivation level reached a certain stage, this endless universe would become small. Luo Qinghe came to the Void Marketplace and made a name for himself. He even became a divine emperor on the god rank. The two were invisible to the crowd. There was just clashes of black whip shadows and blue sword shadows with intense sounds. In a violent beast-like roar, the audience saw a black beast shadow. Yemo immediately recognized this was a mist demon beast. This one was countless times stronger than the one he had seen before. Everyone could tell that Wukong released this mist demon beast. It was extremely real and could even devour Sword Shadow. As the beast came out, Luo Qinghe's Sword Shadow loosened up. Darkness started to enclose the stage. Everyone knew that Luo Qinghe had half lost already. Even Yemo thought Luo Qinghe was going to lose and become food to the mist demon beast. Yemo sighed. He knew that on such stage, unless you surrendered and your opponent was willing to let you leave, there was no way out. Yemo really wanted to save Luo Qinghe, but he knew he didn't have the right to. Just when the blue sword shadow was about to disappear, there was suddenly a terrifying howl. Then, everyone saw that a dark red puppet appeared on the stage. It was extremely agile and easily tore the mist demon beast to pieces. Yemo nodded. This puppet was very high level and had its own consciousness. Luo Qinghe seemed to have good fortune. Luo Qinghe was angered by the mist demon beast. His blue sword shadow became condensed and pierced into Wu Kang's forehead. Wu Kang seemed to be possessed and just stood still there. The blue sword shadow instantly blew Wu Kang's head apart. As soon as Wu Kang's essence spirit escaped, it was annihilated by the puppet. Seeing this, Yimo knew that Luo Qinghe definitely knew a spirit sense cultivation method. No wonder he could ambush. Luo Qinghe took Wu Kang's things and jumped off the stage. Kid, how dare you ask people for help on a god rank challenge? You can leave your life here today. As soon as Luo Qinghe got off the stage, a bleak, murderous voice sounded. At the same time, a powerful red light hacked down. Luo Qinghe barely released his blue sword that blocked the red beam a bit. However, that red beam was much stronger. Luo Qinghe was struck by the red beam and spat mouthfuls of blood in the air. ATM, the red figure landed on the square. His powerful blood-colored killing intent and Tao essence, Divine Emperor Qi, circulated around him. On the god-rank square, you, a Tao essence Divine Emperor, attacked me, a Tao actualization, disregarding the rules? Luo Qinghe spoke while spitting blood. You had a puppet on the stage. That's like 2 against 1 fighting Wukong. You broke the rules first. Why can't I attack you? That Tao essence Divine Emperor said coldly and was about to attack again. There were many human race Divine Emperors, but none of them dared to speak. They knew that if they said anything, they would be killed. Luo Qinghe felt despaired. He wanted to use this opportunity to enter the Tao Fruit Tower and reach Tao Essence. However, this caused Tao Essence Master to kill him. Despite this, there was no way he was going to give up. Is your mouth on your butt, or are your eyes on your asshole? Why are your words so full of shit? How come I saw one of them using a mist demon beast, and one used a puppet? Just when this Tao Essence Divine Emperor wanted to attack again, a contemptuous voice interrupted him. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2166 Human Race Still Exists. Chapter 2166 Human Race Still Exists. This demon divine immediately stared at Yimo. When he saw that Yimo was a human Tao actualization Divine Emperor, his murderous force materialized, cracking up the nearby restrictions. Not only him, but all the other Divine Emperors in the square looked at Yimo in shock. They didn't get it. Yimo was a Tao actualization Divine Emperor and dared to speak like this to a Tao Essence Divine Emperor? This was suicide. Even if Yimo was a human too, such actions weren't appreciated by them. Luo Qinghe also looked at Yimo in confusion. He didn't expect there to be such hot-blooded Divine Emperor. He knew it was suicide and still dared to curse a Tao Essence Divine Emperor. Pill Divine Yi, it's a mere Tao Essence. Leave it to me. Xiaoyi saw the opportunity to help Yimo and immediately said. With this, the demon divine immediately calmed down. Xiaoyi was Tao Essence Divine Emperor peak stage and seemed much stronger than him. Xiaoyi's blue color also materialized around him. That would only form through constant slaughter. Plus, he knew Xiaoyi. Xiaoyi had been in the Void Marketplace for more than 100 years. He killed God rank 127 Bailey Hong as a Tao Essence Divine Emperor, but no one looked for his trouble. Xiaoyi, I'm Demon Race Gongxiang. You're a Tao Essence Divine Emperor. Are you going to help such rude human Tao actualization? Gongxiang slightly collected his red qi, the nearby people realized. No wonder this Tao actualization Divine Emperor dared to speak to Gongxiang like this. He had a Tao Essence Divine Emperor to back him up. Yimo signaled Xiao he did not talk. He walked up and said, this has nothing to do with the rest of the people. Gongxiang, you're a Tao Essence Divine Emperor, and you're oppressing a Tao Actualization Divine Emperor. Do you have no shame? Yimo didn't want to owe Xiaoyi yet. If Xiaoyi helped him, and he didn't help concoct pills, he would owe Xiaoyi a huge favor. Yimo hated owing people favors. Plus, he really didn't consider this demon Tao Essence a threat. Hearing this, Gong Xiang rejoiced and spoke before Qiao. I'm the representative for the demon race at this spot distribution gathering. Wu Kong and Luo Qinghe were fighting for the god rank, but that's also for a spot entering the Dao Fruit Tower. Of course I have the right to manage this. Who are you? Are you planning to intervene too? Because Qiao he was watching on the side, Gong Xiang didn't dare to be too harsh. He started to speak with reason. If he gained a foothold there, and Qiao he still dared to attack, he would immediately ask the Dao Essence Masters of the Square to attack. Meanwhile, he could kill Yi Mo and Luo Qinghe. Some people have recognized Pill Divine Yi and started discussing on the side. Yi Mo smiled, "You're right. I'm the person representing the human race for this gathering. How come you have the right to intervene, but I don't? Do you think your demon race is going to oppress all the races? Do you think you're the strongest? What? You're the one representing the human race?" Gong Xiang didn't dare to believe this. Did Yi Mo desperately want to die? Although there was Qiao he on the side, he couldn't help in this. Only people of their own races could help them. Qiao he clearly wasn't human race. He wouldn't even be able to enter. What? There's someone to represent the human race for this gathering. Human race re-entering the Dao Fruit Tower Distribution Gathering. Human Dao Actualization Pill Divine participating the Dao Fruit Tower Distribution. In a short while this news spread out. In the Void Marketplace, all those humans who heard this headed to the God Rank Square. This was the first time they had heard in countless years that there was someone representing the human race. This was definitely a shocking news. Even if they only got one spot, this would mean that human race was speaking up amongst the races. They would no longer be abused and just tolerated. Luo Qinghe was shaking in excitement. He wanted to reach Dao Essence quickly just so he could represent the human race and participate in this gathering. Although he knew that even if he reached Dao Essence, he wouldn't be able to get a spot at the gathering. He was long sick of humans being oppressed in the Void Marketplace. He might not be able to change the status of the human race, but he would let all the other races know that human race still existed. Gong Xiang immediately realized that Yi Mo wasn't joking. He was overjoyed upon realization. Okay, since you're representing the human race, then I formally challenge you now. We'll talk on the stage. Gong Xiang breathed out his annoyance. He finally had a proper reason to kill Yi Mo. Even Qiao he didn't dare to stop him. Yi Mo was waiting for Gong Xiang to say this. Even if Gong Xiang didn't say this, he would kill this demon Dao Essence Divine Emperor in front of everyone. He killed a demon race Divine Emperor when he was only Dao Nourishment. Now that he was Dao Actualization Peak Stage, how could there be a problem? Just when Yi Mo was about to fight with Gong Xiang, a voice sounded in everyone's ears. All the Divine Emperors representing their races for this gathering, please enter the square now. The gathering shall begin. A sliver of disappointment flashed across Gong Xiang's eyes, but then he smiled to Yi Mo. Very well. You can live a little longer. I will still come after you on this gathering. Leave behind your last wishes unless you cower on the side and not even take one spot. Then Gong Xiang flew towards the largest building on the left of the square. Qiao he saluted with his fist to Yi. Pill Divine, Yi, I will wait for you at the door. Yi Mo glanced at Qiao. He strangely, you're not worried that I can't come out? Qiao he immediately said no. Pill Divine Yi's power is probably on par with mine. He had fought with Yi Mo before. He already had an estimate for Yi Mo's power. He was certain that if Yi Mo fought with Gong Xiang wouldn't be able to take out Yi Mo for sure. Okay, then wait for me, Yi Mo said and waddled towards that door. He would come find Luo Qinghe later. Luo Qinghe sped up to Yi Mo and said, thank you for helping Pill Divine Yi, or I might have died already. Hearing people call Yi Mo Pill Divine Yi at the square, he called Yi Mo Pill Divine Yi too. Yi Mo smiled, wait for me on the square. After the gathering I'll come talk to you. I have some things to ask you. Luo Qinghe quickly said, Pill Divine Yi. Each race can bring 2 members of their race to the gathering. If Pill Divine Yi is alone, I'm willing to go with Pill Divine Yi. Yi Mo was very happy with Luo Qinghe's words. Clearly, he wasn't scared of dying. Okay, then come with me. Yi Mo immediately agreed. Brother Yi, I'm willing to come too. Another female voice sounded. Wang Nanchuang had come up to them. There was Ji Shi and two other women behind her. Wang Nanshuang was from the immortal goddess sacred sect, but in Yi Mo's impression, she was a good person. However, there was no need for her to join the gathering. Even though she was Tao Actualization Divine Emperor, her power was far weaker than Luo Qinghe. No need. Yi Mo was blunt. Wang Nanshuang was desperate and quickly said, "Brother Yi, now's not the time for personal conflicts. I know Brother Yi has bad views of the immortal goddess sacred sect, but if there's the chance to contribute to the human race, the immortal goddess sacred sect will not fall behind. Since I said that I will be joining this gathering, then I won't retreat no matter how hard it is. At most, it's just death. Plus, other races have 3 people going. If we only have 2, it won't seem good." Yi Mo thought for a moment and said, "You're right, then let's go together. Brother Yi, I'll go with you too." Dongan came over too. Yi Mo smiled. Each race is only allowed to have 3 in total going. We already have 3 now. Just wait outside for our good news. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2167, That's Because I Haven't Come Ye. Chapter 2167, That's Because I Haven't Come Ye. When Yi Mo brought Luo Qinghe and Wang Nanshuang into the palace, there were already nearly 100 people sitting inside. The seats were clearly divided into groups of 3, clearly representing a power or race. The seats were also placed that one was slightly in front and 2 slightly behind. Yi Mo studied this palace. This place was very spacious. One couldn't even see the top of the palace. Yi Mo knew this was due to formation. There was also a nearly 60 m in diameter stand at the center of the palace. The restrictions around it was no weaker than the restrictions on the God Rank Square stage. Yi Mo knew this was also another battle stage. This stage was probably for battle when 2 parties disagreed between distribution. There was a dark red aura around the border of the stage. Countless divine emperors have died here. "Come sit here, Pill Divine Yi." Xing Hong saw Yi Mo and quickly greeted. "Brother Xing, you're here too?" Yi Mo said. Xing Hong came back. He wasn't sitting on the main seat. The divine emperor sitting on the main seat had much stronger chi than Xing Hong. Xing Hong smiled. "Of course, I'm representing the Void Marketplace Merchant Tower. We have the right to compete for spots." Human race is participating too this time? People were immediately shocked upon seeing Yi Mo and them come in. 3 Tao Actualization Divine Emperors coming to this Tao Fruit Distribution Gathering? What is this? Are they here to prove they have courage? Discussions went on non-stop, but no one came looking for their trouble, probably because seeing Yi Mo greet Xing Hong. Luo Qinghe didn't know that Yi Mo knew Xing Hong. He admired Yi Mo even more. Who haven't heard of Xing Hong's name in the Void Marketplace? The 3 didn't sit for long, and tens more people came into the palace. In total, there was about 130 people in the palace. This meant that there was nearly 50 powers or races here. The last to enter was a gray-robed divine emperor. He looked ordinary, and his chi was much weaker than the rest of the divine emperors here, but Yi Mo could tell this person was a halfway primordial essence, a very powerful halfway primordial essence. He walked to the top seat of the palace and saluted with his fists, saying, "Welcome, immortal friends of all the realms and races, to the Void Marketplace Spot Distribution Gathering. Many divine emperors here know me, and of course there are some new divine emperors who haven't heard of me. I'll introduce myself. I'm from the Void Marketplace. My divine name is Kong Han. This time, Tian Rue, Divine Emperor, and I will be impartial in conducting this distribution." When Kong Han finished, an ordinary-looking old man suddenly appeared next to him. He looked even weaker than Kong Han Divine Emperor. But some divine emperors realized that this ordinary old man was even stronger than Kong Han. Yi Mo knew this was another halfway primordial essence. This old man said, "I'm Tian Rue. Now let the gathering begin." Tian Rue then shut his eyes as though everything else had nothing to do with him. Kong Han Divine Emperor smiled. "What's worth mentioning is that this time, there is the human race and shadow race. Kong Han continued, because many of the god-ranked divine emperors couldn't come back to the void marketplace in time, and some races not coming. There's an extra 193 spots on the Dao Fruit Tower. Yemo heard this and was shocked. He didn't expect there would be this many Dao Fruit Tower spots. There's 46 seats to be distributed. According to the old rules, these spots will be shared evenly. Does anyone object? Kong Han said and looked at the people. Kong Han meant seats that were at the front. This meant that there was 46 races of powers to be represented. We're fine, the representatives of different races said. Yemo was dazed. Was the gathering this simple? All the spots were shared evenly, and no one objected. Plus, there were 46 powers. The 193 spots can't be divided evenly. Why did no one say anything? After waiting for a while, and no one said anything, Yemo said something. Kong Han Divine Emperor Master, I object. Yemo got up and saluted with his fists. Almost everyone looked at Yemo. Object to what now? Why would you object to Kong Han Divine Emperor? Fool! That demon Dao essence sneered at Yemo. Kong Han Divine Emperor was very shocked that a Dao actualization Divine Emperor dared to object in this. He looked at Yemo with interest. You're the representative for the human race, right? What objections do you have? Yemo said loudly, this is my first time coming to the gathering, so I want to ask, does the 193 spots include the 30 spots the human race deserves? Kong Han said yes. The human race didn't come to this gathering multiple times, so these 30 spots were considered extra ones. Kong Han Divine Emperor Master, would the spots of other races be considered extra? If other races don't share their spots evenly, but just the human race has to, then how is this fair? Yemo said. Kong Han Divine Emperor dazed. There were human representatives before, but they didn't make the same request as Yemo and didn't dare to bring up the human race had 30. Yet this Dao actualization Divine Emperor dared to make such request. Ha ha ha! Yemo's words made the palace erupt into laughter. Even Xing Hong looked down. Luo Qinghe and Wang Nanshuang were dazed. They came here with Yemo, so the human race wouldn't keep declining. They were ready to die, but they weren't ready for Yemo making such terrifying claims. They just wanted to get 1 or 2 spots, and then leave. Yet, Yemo asked for the 30 spots the human race had before. Kong Han Divine Emperor didn't laugh and pressed with his hand for the laughter to stop. Then he looked at Yemo and said, but there were past representatives who didn't make this claim. After all, it's been too long since the human race quit the gathering. Kong Han Divine Emperor sighed. He liked Yemo's courage, so he wanted to tell Yemo inadvertently that even if he took all 193 spots now, and people agreed, it was useless. As this was only the first step to the distribution, the second and third was the most important. No one cared how many spots people got at the first step. That's because I didn't come. If I came, I would have long made such request. Yemo said, human representative wants to take back the 30 spots that belong to them. Does anyone object? Kong Han heard this and just asked everyone, if you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2168, Spot Distribution. Chapter 2168, Spot Distribution. Gong Xiang immediately got up and said, we have no objections, of course. The 30 spots of the human race belongs to them. Of course, since the human race hasn't been to the gathering for so long, their 30 spots can only be treated as extra spots to be given to them. The next time it could be considered their permanent spots. Gong Xiang's words were completely reasonable, and it seemed he was even thinking for the human race. Yemo completely understood what was going on. Giving the spots to him as extra spots meant that it could be robbed through challenges. Permanent spots were permanent. People didn't have a right to challenge and take it. The more extra spots he took here, the more challenges he would have to accept. That meant the more chances he would get killed. Kong Han Divine Emperor looked at everyone. What does everyone think of a mortal friend's Gong's suggestion? All the races approved immediately. Kong Han Divine Emperor looked at Yemo with a strange glance. Now that everyone agreed to let you take back the 30 spots, do you have any other requests? Hearing this, Yemo could tell this Kong Han was completely neutral and saluted with his fists. Thank you, Kong Han, Divine Emperor. I'll only take back what's mine. Okay. Then in that case, there's 163 spots remaining for even distribution. Everyone will get 3 spots, but the 4th round isn't enough for everyone. Wherever the distribution stops, that's it. This meant that those sitting at the front could get 4 spots, and those sitting at the back could only get 3. People already knew this rule here. Those who didn't want too many spots sat at the back. Pil Divine Yi, I don't think it's good that we asked for 30 spots. Luo, Qing has said quietly. Yemo didn't mind, we need to take back what belongs to us. What doesn't belong to us, we don't need to fight for it. Kong Han Divine Emperor acted like Tian Rui, a Divine Emperor, and said nothing after the first round finished. It was as though the two just came to watch the show. Yemo was sitting at the front, so the human race got 34 spots altogether. Then he saw the numbers floating above each race represented that the spots for the Dao Fruit Tower they got. The God race is willing to give 2 spots to the Abyssal race and 1 to the Aquarius race. A blue-faced Divine Emperor immediately got up. Abyssal race accepts. A bleak Divine Emperor got up and said. Yemo noticed this guy before, as he was the representative for the Abyssal race. Yemo planned to talk to him after the gathering. Then, the number above them changed to 6 from 4. Aquarius race agrees. An Aquarius race Divine Emperor got up, and the number from the God race disappeared. So this is transfer of spots. Wang Nanshuang said. This way, weak races could give spots to powerful races. Earth Elf race is willing to give spot to Dragon race. Dragon race accepts. Blood race is willing to transfer a spot to Demon race. Some were transferring spots. Some were accepting spots. Yemo and them stayed silent. If they weren't afraid that their permanent spots would be taken, many races definitely wouldn't come here. Dragon race, Phoenix race, they were so powerful that they left the monster race and became their own race. Even here, they had their own spots. Yemo didn't get up. He didn't plan to give his spots away, nor ask for spots. This round soon ended. Yemo noticed that it was powerful races accepting spots, for example, the Beast race, Demon race, Abyssal race, Dragon race, Aquarius race. The ones giving spots were weaker ones such as Bug race, Earth DF race, Shadow race. There are small portions of races who didn't give nor accept races. Powerful races like the Demon race had accepted more than 20 spots. Even Abyssal race and Aquarius race got more than 10. Then, everyone set their gazes on Yemo. The 34 spots was a huge piece of meat. To everyone, it was just temporarily placed with Yemo. Now it was time to split it. Demon race, Dao Essence, Divine Emperor Gong Xiang immediately stood out and landed on the round stage. He saluted with his fists to Kong Han and Tian Rui before staying at Yemo. The Demon race will take 5 of the human race spots. If the human race don't agree, then Gong Xiang will represent the Demon race to challenge human race Divine Emperor. Pil Divine Yelgo? Luo Qinghe knew it was suicide, but it was worse than death for him to be timid. Plus, Yemo offended Gong Xiang due to him, and that's why Gong Xiang challenged first. Yemo patted Luo Qinghe's shoulder, signaling him not to do. Then, Xing Hong's voice sounded by his ear, Pil Divine Yi. Give a spot to him, and he has no reason to challenge. Yemo nodded to Xing Hong in gratitude and walked up to the stage and saluted with his fists to the 2 primordial essence Divine Emperors. The human race shall take 5 of the Demon race's spots. If the Demon race don't agree, then I, Yemo, shall represent the human race to challenge Demon race Divine Emperor. The gathering had been very serious ever since the 2 primordial essences came out, but now, due to Yemo's words, it became noisy. Just what balls did this human Dao actualization Divine Emperor eat? Was he worried that he wouldn't die a pitiful enough death? Why did he try to infuriate the demon Dao essence like this? Even Tian Rui suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Yemo. He didn't understand. Courage was necessary, but it wasn't worth to die for it like this. This was being stupid. Kong Han Divine Emperor's eyes flashed with surprise. Then he said calmly, "Okay, now, The demon race divine Emperor Gongxiang will battle human race divine Emperor Yimo. The losing side will give out 5 spots. As soon as he said this, the restrictions of the stage had been opened. Gongxiang's blood qi filled the entire stage, mixing with his Tao essence divine Emperor. It was as though this stage would become his own realm. He was certain that Yimo would barely be able to move, much less fight him. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2169 Power of Zisu. Chapter 2169 Power of Zisu. Even so, he didn't want Yimo to die easily. He released his magic artifact, Demon Bloodblade. A blood mark that crossed space came above Yimo's head. He was going to destroy Yimo's body as quickly as possible, and then capture his essence spirit and torture him slowly. How dare a Tao actualization divine Emperor be this cocky to him? Yimo felt this blood realm and knew that Gongxiang was weaker than the demon Tao essence divine Emperor he killed before. He didn't need Zisu to kill him, but Yimo didn't plan to not use Zisu. Hiding his strength here wasn't good. He was going to kill Gongxiang with lightning speed and shock everyone. Otherwise, he might face endless challenges today. He didn't fear these challenges, but every time he killed someone, he would offend that power. Yimo didn't want to offend too many. Yimo's domain suddenly burst out. His domain was beginning to form a realm too. It made Gongxiang's realm crumble rapidly. Yimo even stacked on top his powerful spirit sense realm. Gongxiang's blood realm was instantly pulverized. The blood qi circulated around and blew out like feathers. The next moment, Gongxiang felt the space between him and Yimo freeze. The instant he felt this, he knew that he had underestimated Yimo. This was ice space god art. It can only be used with certain level of space law and ice law knowledge. Gongxiang's knowledge of space law was inadequate, and his space law god art couldn't even materialize. The demon blood blade immediately stopped. Yimo wasn't affected at all by his blood realm, and the moment space froze, a purple sword ray was hacked out. Gongxiang broke free from ice space instantly, and just when he wanted to seal this purple sword ray, he found that this sword ray carried a vast and extreme lethal force pressure that drew away all the surrounding lethal force. This wasn't just sword domain lethal force, but also world lethal force. Yimo didn't even use a god art on this strike. It was just an ordinary swing with the broken ice space god art. Ice space was broken, but it still affected Gongxiang. However, what killed Gongxiang wasn't ice space, but this sword primordial spirit artifact. Gongxiang looked at the purple sword ray slice over his body in despair and called out. Such dominating primordial lethal force. What else could it be other than the best primordial spirit artifact? The insect in his eyes instantly killed him in a duel with him. As soon as Gongxiang's essence spirit came out, it was grinded by Yimo's purple sword ray and disappeared. The blood qi disappeared, and a demon blood blade fell on the ground. Zisu returned to its ordinary look and was put in a storage ring by Yimo. Yimo waved up the demon blood blade in a storage ring and walked off the stage. He was quite shocked and happy. He knew his powers had increased a few levels, but only now did he realize to what extent. Zisu was an important factor, but Yimo was certain that without Zisu, he could still kill Gongxiang. When Yimo killed Gongxiang and walked out of the stage, the entire palace was silent. Then, the palace erupted in noises. Everyone looked at Yimo with different eyes. Even the two halfway primordial essence looked at Yimo strangely. It was simple for them to kill a Tao essence divine emperor, but a Tao actualization divine emperor killing a Tao essence divine emperor this easily was too astounding. There were Tao actualization divine emperors who killed Tao essence divine emperor in the void marketplace, but it was too rare. They were absurdly talented, and even that they would need to have an intense battle to kill a Tao essence divine emperor. But what was Yimo? He was a Tao actualization primary stage, and he could kill a Tao essence divine emperor this easily. This was too scary. This battle is won by human race, Yi-Mo demon race. Give 5 spots to the human race. When Yi-Mo went back to his seat, Kong Han finally announced the results. Luo Qinghe and Wang Nanshuang also waited till Yi-Mo came back to his seat before getting up in surprise and joy. Pill Divine Yi actually won? And this easily too? Luo Qinghe still didn't believe this was real. Wang Nanshuang knew how absurd Yi-Mo was. He could kill Dao Actualization Divine Emperor when he was only Dao Molding Divine Emperor. Now that he was Dao Actualization Divine Emperor, it wasn't impossible for him to kill Dao Essence Divine Emperor. The only thing she didn't expect was it to be this easy. But to them, the stronger Yi-Mo was the better. The other 2 Demon Dao Essence Divine Emperor still didn't believe their Dao Essence Demon Divine would be killed by a human Dao actualization, especially instant-killed. Gong Xiang represented the demon race, but he wasn't the leader. The Dao Essence Demon Divine sitting next to him got up and stared at Yi-Mo with killing intent. Just when he wanted to speak, he was pushed down by the Demon Divine sitting in front. You're no match for him. His ordinary purple sword is probably a primordial spirit artifact. I'll see the attitude of other races. If no one attacks, I will. The Demon Divine calmed down. He knew he was no match for Yi-Mo, but he couldn't just take it that a Demon Dao essence was killed by a human Dao actualization. When Yi-Mo sat down, the number above his head went from 34 to 39. Many people recognized that Yi-Mo Zi-Su was a primordial spirit artifact. There was limited numbers of primordial spirit artifact in the universe. People knew almost 99% of them, but they had never seen Yi-Mo's purple sword. When many people were watching Yi-Mo, a powerful spirit sense scanned at Yi-Mo too. This spirit sense seemed to want to ambush Yi-Mo's sea of consciousness. Yi-Mo immediately used Spirit Sense 9 transformations and released a Spirit Sense net, grinding the Spirit Sense to nothing. However, Yi-Mo couldn't find the owner of the Spirit Sense. The serious silence didn't last for long when a Dao essence drenched in water came up and screeched, Aquarius race, Sun Tai will take 1 spot of the winged race. If you don't agree, then come up. Yi-Mo looked at the 3 from the winged race. They were all Dao Essence Divine Emperor, but Yi-Mo could tell none of them could beat Sun Tai. It also seemed that they were more adept at fighting in spacious areas, not small confinements. The winged race got up and said, Winged race don't want to fight. Take the spot. Winged race now already gave out 3 spots, but now their last spot was taken. Aquarius race was probably annoyed that they didn't get one of the 3 spots. There were other divine emperors challenging each other, but no one challenged Yi-Mo. Yi-Mo didn't plan to challenge anyone else. Abyssal race want 5 human race spots. If the human race don't agree, come up and challenge me. Zhongli Huin. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2170, I Admit Defeat. Chapter 2170, I Admit Defeat. People immediately looked over when someone challenged human race Yi-Mo again. Although they knew people would eventually challenge human race, they didn't expect it was abyssal race. Yi-Mo frowned. He had things to discuss with them, but they wanted his spots. This wasn't the Dao Essence Divine Emperor he was watching, but they would be sure to have conflict. Yi-Mo didn't want conflict with the abyssal race, but he had no choice. He got up without hesitation. Don't even dream about taking the human race spots. As for your challenge, I accept. Seeing Yi-Mo not ask for abyssal race spots and just accepted the challenge, people on the side were confused. When Demon Race challenged Yi-Mo, Yi-Mo chose to challenge them too and took 5 spots from them. Now that Yi-Mo didn't challenge them back, it was really strange. Was it that this Dao Actualization Divine Emperor knew abyssal race was the strongest and didn't dare to anger them too much? Zhongli Huin was Dao Essence Peak Stage Power. He was from the abyssal race, but he didn't look like one at all. He carried cold chi, but his body was very material. His face was ruddy. He seemed more like a human. When the stage restrictions were activated, he didn't attack immediately and instead looked at Yi-Mo and asked, Is the purple sword you took out before a primordial spirit artifact? Yimo's face sunk. He wanted to connect with the abyssal race, but this didn't mean they could sit on his head. Zhongli, who clearly wanted his Zisu, and thus came to challenge him. This guy was probably scared of Zisu being taken away, but also didn't want to rob something that wasn't a primordial spirit artifact and cause misunderstanding. I can answer the question, but you need to answer my question too, Yimo said emotionlessly. Zhongli, who frowned and said in contempt, "What thing do you think you are? You dare to ask me a question? Hurry up and answer. Just because you have a spirit sense cultivation method for sneak attacks doesn't mean you're strong." This arrogant guy, that he used spirit sense cultivation method to kill Gongxiang. Realizing this, Yimo knew Zhongli, who was the one who ambushed him with spirit sense. No wonder he was so bald to come challenge him. Yimo couldn't even be bothered talking. He released Zisu and extended his primary form of realm. When Yimo didn't ask for abyssal race spots, Zhongli, who knew that Yimo was concerned with him or the abyssal race. He didn't expect the Tao actualization divine emperor, who was scared of his race dare, to attack first. Zhongli, who extended his powerful realm domain. Most of the people at Tao Essence already had somewhat of a realm domain. Meanwhile, Primordial Essence Divine Emperor's realm domain was pretty much formed and almost about to become a realm. Zhongli, who attacked with full power, not holding back. He was going to crush Yimo with his domain and let him know that Spirit Sense cultivation method couldn't ambush everyone. Their realm domains clashed together. Powerful space ripples spread. Yimo's realm domain was completely fine, but Zhongli, whose realm domain had cracks. In just that clash, Zhongli, who was shook. He felt he was too impulsive. Yimo's power definitely wasn't just spirit sense ambush. Yimo's domain had the primary form of a realm domain. Although Yimo's realm domain looked weaker than his, it was much more durable. Purple sword ray fell. A huge white drum suddenly appeared above Zhongli, whose head. Zisu's powerful and vast lethal force was opened a little crack by the drum. Zhongli, who instantly fled from the crack. The purple sword ray struck the drum, and the drum made an ear-piercing cracking sound before turning into hundreds of white beams and disappearing from the stage. On the other side, Zhongli, who looked dazedly at his magic artifact that crumbled in one clash and was speechless. This person definitely wasn't Tao Actualization Divine Emperor. That was Zhongli, whose conclusion. Since they were already fighting, Yimo didn't intend to stop. His release Zisu again, and this time it was Sword God Art Falling Mark Sword Rune. Yimo had never felt as satisfied as today fighting people with Zisu. Zisu's powerful primordial lethal force completely suppressed the magic artifact of the opponent. It was no longer the situation where his magic artifact was always weaker. A purple sword ray that almost twisted the entire stage smashed down. The Divine Emperors outside couldn't scan this sword rune with their spirit sense, but the powerful lethal force and tearing chi was visible to the eye. This was no sword rune. This was destructive lethal force. Even Yimo was shocked. He even felt that he couldn't control this sword rune. This sword rune was about to hack open a restriction on the stage and tear open this world. A shock lightning appeared in Yimo's sea of consciousness. Yimo immediately became vigilant. His spirit sense immediately swept the falling mark sword rune, making it pause for a bit. Zisu had been spirit controlled by him, but Yimo still felt that the sword rune was spreading. This made his body go soft. One moment later, his sea of consciousness was shook and injured. His god essence was greatly depleted. Despite this, he felt that Zisu come back under his control. Yimo subconsciously breathed easy. He was shocked at just what the material that upgraded Zisu was. This material formed Murder Dao Spear, and Murder Dao Spear killed countless owners. Now that he upgraded Zisu with it, it still had this terrifying destructive force. If it was some ordinary Divine Emperor and Zisu went out of control, no one could be sure if Zisu would become a second Murder Dao Spear. Yimo wasn't worried Zisu would become a second Murder Dao Spear, as he upgraded Zisu very early on and had only used it. The reason that situation occurred was that Zisu was too strong and he was too weak. He should be more careful when he used Zisu and not fully activate it. When he reached Tao Essence, he could fully activate it with completely control. Zhonglihu's realm domain was instantly broken under that powerful twisting rune. The rune covered the entire void inside the stage. Even the restrictions and space were cracking. When this twisted purple sword rune appeared before Zhonglihu, who couldn't even break free from its void lethal force. He could only watch as Zisu hacked towards his forehead. At this moment, Zhonglihu finally felt Gong Xiang's feeling. This wasn't Spirit Sense ambush. This was powerful suppression. Primordial Spirit Artifact plus Sword Dao God Art. This twisted sword rune reminded him of the ancient and ferocious Great Primordial God rune. If he could regret, he would never challenge EMO. But now he felt that twisted rune pause. This pause was less than 1/10 of a second, but it was enough for him. Zhonglihu shook, and he disappeared. That twisted sword rune struck where Zhonglihu was, but Zhonglihu broke free using space transition god art. This falling mark sword rune didn't kill Zhonglihu, but it scared the soul out of him. The sword rune was stopped by EMO midway, but still shook the restrictions heavily. It was as though if EMO attacked like that again, the restriction would sigh crumble. On one corner, Zhongli, who looked dazedly at EMO. When EMO turned around, he then remembered he was still in a battle. He released a green spear, but he didn't attack again. When he saw EMO was going to attack again, he finally couldn't hold it. Immortal Frenzy, wait, I surrender. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2171-3. Chapter 2171-3. EMO didn't stop there. He looked at Zhonglihuin and said, when you want to fight me, you fight. When you want to surrender, you surrender. There's no such good thing. Do you think you're dreaming or what? I'm willing to give 5 spots to the human race. Zhonglihuin quickly said. 5 spots before the tower was a huge wealth, but it was nothing here. He could easily rob it from another race. EMO didn't put away Zisu, but he didn't keep attacking. He eased up his tone. Other than this, you need to answer a question. If I'm happy, then I can choose to not attack. The people in the palace didn't know the specific situation, but they saw the battle. Zhonglihuin's magic artifact was broken in one clash and almost killed at the second clash. He wasn't killed because EMO showed mercy. Everyone was a divine emperor here, and they all saw EMO's falling mark sword rune pause. What else could it be other than showing mercy? EMO didn't keep attacking and instead spoke with Zhonglihuin clearly to discuss conditions. Kong Han and Tian Rui never even blinked during EMO's battle. Now that they paused, the two glanced at each other. Their eyes were filled with shock. EMO's power was definitely no weaker than them. EMO was only a Tao actualization divine emperor, but they were touching the border of primordial essence. He's probably a Tao essence divine emperor, Kong Han said slowly. He didn't believe a Tao actualization divine emperor would really be this powerful. Tian Rui didn't answer directly. Instead, he said, did you see his sword rune? It's a bit strange. You're saying it's Great Primordial God rune? Kong Han reacted quickly. Even if Tian Rui didn't say it, he suspected that Yi Mo's sword rune was similar to Great Primordial God rune. However, even though they were managing the gathering, their spirit sense couldn't scan in. Tian Rui nodded. It does look like Great Primordial God rune. Plus, that Great Primordial God rune paused, allowing Zhonglihuin to escape. It might not be EMO showing mercy. What? Kong Han looked at Tian Rui in shock. That was clearly EMO showing mercy. Tian Rui shook his head. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure. I didn't see it from the move, but EMO as a person. He's very decisive in killing Gong Xiang. Thus, he would not dare to kill Zhonglihuin. Tian Rui shadowless suddenly asked, I heard 100 years ago, in an auction at the Void Marketplace, there was not only a Great Primordial God rune, but also 2 Great Primordial God rune Dao fruits. Kong Han immediately understood, but then he stared at EMO in confusion. That person was a demon race divine emperor and tore open space. Tian Rui smiled, but didn't talk. Even an idiot would know that with Yi Mo's primordial spirit artifact, it wasn't hard to tear open space. What question? This time, Zhongli Huiyin didn't dare to say Yi Mo had no right to ask him. This question had been in Yi Mo's mind for countless years, and now that he could ask, he asked immediately if a cultivator died, would his soul appear in the abyssal realm? Zhongli Huiyin didn't expect Yi Mo to ask such a simple question. He immediately answered, not necessarily. Most cultivators die with their soul annihilated. Only a small portion of cultivators' soul appear in the abyssal realm. Then, through cultivation, they would be converted to the abyssal race, or they would go through the reincarnation bridge for their next life. Is this reincarnation controlled by the abyssal realm? No. The reincarnation bridge is in the abyssal realm, but no one controls it. The abyssal realm can't control the reincarnation of cultivator souls. Then who's in control? Something we don't know. It's just like divine damnation. There's heaven Dao controlling it. Zhongli Huiyin was scared Yi Mo wasn't happy with his answer, and added, but because the reincarnation bridge is in the abyssal realm, souls that survive would be swept into the abyssal realm. The cultivators of the abyssal realm would grab these souls for cultivation, or keeping, or forgery. Hearing this, Yi Mo frowned. Wan Qing was only golden core state. If her soul fell into the abyssal realm, it was more likely her soul was annihilated. Plus, her soul might have not gone to the abyssal realm. How do cultivators' souls go to the abyssal realm after death? Any realm has a portal to the abyssal realm. This portal only allows souls to pass through. After ordinary cultivators die, if they don't convert to ghost cultivators, then they would find other places in the immortal realm and then enter reincarnation. Zhongli Huiyin said souls travel very fast and can ignore ordinary barrier. Even if the tunnel to the abyssal realm is far, they can find it in a very short time. Yi Mo thought of Swamp Shadow Valley. That was probably Xinqiang Continent's portal to the abyssal realm. The abyssal realm was colossal, even bigger than the divine Dao realm. How do you enter the abyssal realm? Yi Mo asked. Yi Mo pointed at the people outside. It's not easy for other races to enter the abyssal realm, but now, everyone are waiting for us to go out. If Immortal Frenzy have other questions, you can come to me after the Dao Fruit Tower gathering. Yi Mo knew he had more than just a few questions, and they were still indeed inside the battle stage. Seeing Zhongli Huiyin walk out, the other two Dao Essence Divine Emperors of the abyssal realm breathed easy. Regardless, it was good that Yi Mo didn't kill Zhongli Huiyin. When they heard that they needed to give 5 spots to the human race, they did so without hesitation. No one expected that at this stage, the human race had 44 spots. Luo Qinghe and Wang Nanchuan were extremely excited seeing Yi Mo win back 5 more spots. They didn't expect this gathering to be this safe and simple. Yi Mo knew that after the 2 battles, people were scared, but despite this, he saw Aquarius race and Beast race Divine Emperors staring at him eager to try. Even a Blood race Dao Essence Divine Emperor stared over. Yi Mo got up and said the human race won't rob the spots of other races, but I'll make it clear. If any race thinks we're easy to abuse and wants to rob our spots, then I will take away all of his spots. Yi Mo's words were pretty much threats and immediately made some people unhappy. No Dao Essence Divine Emperor here was weak. They were powerful beings that crossed many realms. Many of them were on the divine rank. They were many times stronger than ordinary divine emperors. Hearing this, the leading Dao Essence Demon Divine rejoiced. Yi Mo was asking to die. This was starting public outrage. He said in contempt, so dominant. This is a gathering for the distribution for extra spots. Do you think all the spots of other races can be taken like yours? Even if you win, you would at most get their extra spots. Yi Mo knew that his words would cause public annoyance, but since he was going to assert dominance, he couldn't care about this. The Blood race thought of the Demon race as their leader. When Yi Mo killed a Demon Dao Essence, they were already planning to challenge Yi Mo. With Demon race speaking up, a Blood race Dao Essence Divine Emperor got up and walked forward. Yi Mo saw this and really just didn't get it. What confidence did this Dao Essence Divine Emperor have to challenge him? Was it just because he let Zhongli Huiyin go? Yemo just saluted with his fist to the two half-primordial essences and said, "May I ask, if the three representing divine emperors of a race are all killed, what would happen to their permanent spots? If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible." Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2172, Dust Settles. Chapter 2172, Dust Settles. Kong Han knew what Emo was thinking of course, and said plainly, if all three representatives of a race die, then their permanent spots will be dealt with as extra spots. Hearing this, Emo realized that the human race's permanent spots were made extra like this. But Kong Han Divine Emperor said, if the race has no extra spots and only has permanent spots, then they're not allowed to be challenged. Unless they challenge you first, there's no way you can challenge them. Thank you for enlightening me, Kong Han Divine Emperor Master. I understand. Emo saluted with his fists, cursed the idiot who represented the human race. He definitely challenged someone and thus lost all the spots. At this moment, Xing Hong's voice sounded, "Pill Divine, ye be careful. That blood race Tao Essence Divine Emperor is on the divine rank. Be careful." Emo stared at the Tao Essence blood race and finally realized why he was confident to challenge him. The blood race Tao Essence was ready to challenge Emo, but hearing what Emo said, he stopped. He was on the divine rank indeed, but he was ranked at the back. Seeing Emo's two previous battles, he had no confidence in beating Emo. He challenged Emo to suck up to the demon race. Even if he was defeated, he could give something good to ask Emo to let him live like Zhongli Huayin. He felt that even if he was weaker than Emo, his forbidden arts would make Emo concerned. That's why he planned to come up. Now that Emo said he would annihilate all three divine emperors of the blood race and kick them out of the Tao Fruit Tower, he was concerned. Even if he felt he was stronger than Emo, he couldn't afford to gamble. If the blood race lost their Tao Fruit Tower rights, then they would decline and maybe even become extinct. Many divine emperors of his race existed due to the Tao Fruit from the Tao Fruit Tower. He didn't dare to make such risk. That's how the human race fell into decline. The human race was huge and had many talents. Even after being in decline for countless years, an insane prodigy like Emo arose. The blood race didn't have that confidence. If they declined, then they would truly decline and maybe disappear from the universe. Seeing this blood race Tao Essence sit down, the demon Tao Essence's eyes were filled with disappointment. He wanted to see Emo kill the blood race Tao Essence and then draw more hate to the human race. Even if human race got more spots, he would still join up with other races to kill Emo after the tower opened. At Emo's level, ordinary Tao Essence Divine Emperor had no threats to him. Those who could threaten him were only half Primordial Essence or Primordial Essence Divine Emperor. Even Demon Race couldn't casually call over a Primordial Essence Divine Emperor to the Void Marketplace to kill Emo. No one scorned the Blood Race Tao Essence for backing out. He did seem weaker than Emo. If they dared to challenge Emo would really kill all three representatives. With a dominant Divine Emperor like Emo here, the challenges afterwards became much more tame. The Abyssal race wasn't going to challenge Emo, of course. The Beast and Dragon race had enough spots and didn't need to offend Emo for a few more spots. The only Tao Essence Divine Emperor who still wanted to challenge Emo was the Aquarius race one, but for some reason he resisted the urge in the end. The one who wanted to challenge Emo the most was the Demon race, but they didn't have the power, and thus didn't dare to. This Tao Fruit distribution gathering ended like this. Emo just fought twice and got 44 spots. Everyone who was involved exclaimed. Everyone thought Emo was suicidal when he came in, but now he got 44 spots instead. This wasn't just a matter of 44 spots. In the future gatherings, as long as human race came, then they would be able to keep at least 30 spots even if Emo didn't come. Now, it only seemed a matter of time before the fallen human race will rise back up again. Kong Han Divine Emperor got up and said the gathering has now concluded. All the races are very happy. 3 months later, I hope everyone has a bountiful harvest in the Tao Fruit Tower. People knew that at least the demon race wasn't happy. The two Tao essence demons walked out of the palace first. Then the other divine emperors followed. Because of Yi Mo's dominance, and some people knowing that Yi Mo was a Tao actualization pill divine, many divine emperors came to greet Yi Mo. When they saw a powerful Tao essence divine emperor waiting for Yi Mo at the door, they knew that Yi Mo's power was far from what he showed. They became even more polite. Xing Hong greeted Yi Mo at the door and then left with the two other Tao essence from Void Marketplace Merchant Tower. He rejoiced even more of his decisions. He didn't use force on Yi Mo. When Yi Mo and them came out, the humans at the square all came up. They rejoiced seeing that Yi Mo and them were fine. "Brother Yi, I knew it was you. Ha!" Xin Yushui's voice sounded. Gu Being and Xianzhua also squeezed over. When Tang Xiaoyu said Brother Yi was in danger, I didn't believe it. "See, I'm right," Xian Yushua said. Those who knew Luo Qinghe surrounded him, and people from the divine Tao realm surrounded Wang Nanshuang. The great sun god mountain Tao essence divine emperor didn't dare to come up. A powerful Tao essence divine emperor followed Yi Mo, and Yi Mo was close to that Xing Hong. He didn't dare to talk in front of Yi Mo. Luo Qinghe's tone was very excited. He rambled non-stop about how Yi Mo killed Demon Tao Essence Divine Emperor and defeated Abyssal Race Tao Essence Divine Emperor, forcing the Blood Race to back down and rob 10 spots. It was already extremely shocking that Yi Mo defeated Tao Essence Divine Emperor, but compared to 10 Tao Fruit Tower spots, it wasn't important. Almost all the Divine Emperors who could go in the Tao Fruit Tower looked at Yi Mo and Luo Qinghe wanting to know how the spots would be distributed. Would they need to buy it, or what? When the great sun god Mountain Tao Essence heard Yi Mo kill Gong Xiang, his heart beat extremely fast. Yi Mo was this absurd. He even killed Tao Essence Divine Emperor. The Tao Essence Divine Emperors entering the gathering was definitely no ordinary Tao Essence Divine Emperor. They were definitely much stronger than him. Didn't this mean that Yi Mo could kill him like a chicken? The great sun god Mountain Tao Essence Divine Emperor immediately began to worry. But then he thought of Dong and was close to Yi Mo. Perhaps Dong could beg for mercy. He saw Dong and talk to Yi Mo now, but he could only stay there nervously. Yi Mo spoke with Dong for a bit and said, "Human race, immortal friends. This time our human race went to the Tao Fruit Tower spot distribution gathering, and we got a total of 44 spots. Hearing this, the crowd erupted. Almost everyone didn't dare to believe this. They thought 10 spots was shocking enough, but Yi Mo actually got 44 spots. This was similar to those few top races. Yi Mo waited till everyone was quiet before saying, "Immortal friends, I will be distributing the 44 spots like this. I will be selling 14 of them privately. As for the remaining 30, Wan Nanshuang and Luo Qinghe came to the gathering, so they can have one each. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible." Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2173 Ju Wuheng. Chapter 2173 Ju Wuheng. Wang Nanshuang and Luo Qinghe thought that they just want to sit for a while and didn't do anything, but they didn't say it out. Wang Nanshuang knew she did nothing, but she didn't want to give it out. The spot was too important for the immortal goddess sacred sect. Luo Qinghe said, "Pill Divine Yi, I'm on the god rank. I have the right to go in. I'll give this spot to Martial Sister Nanshuang." Yi Mo just realized that Luo Qinghe didn't need the spot. Luo Qinghe saw that he seemingly knew Yi Mo, so he gave it to her. Hearing this, Wang Nanshuang quickly bowed to Luo Qinghe and said, "Thank you, Martial Brother Luo. I'll take it." Wang Nanshuang felt her face was burning. Luo Qinghe gave it to her, but she didn't even have the courtesy to reject it once. She didn't even ask for Yi Mo's opinion and just took it. But she knew that for the immortal goddess sacred sect to get back again, her face had to be thick. Yi Mo looked at the hopeful Dongan and said, "Dongan, you're halfway Tao essence. You have a spot too." Dongan came up and thanked. "Thank you, Brother Yi. Dongan won't disappoint you." His relations wasn't that close with Yi Mo, but he was experienced in dealing with people. He didn't abuse Yi Mo arrogantly and helped Yi Mo wherever he could. Yet, such little help gave him such huge reward. When he said he wouldn't disappoint Yi Mo, it meant that he would give Yi Mo a few Dao fruits if he found good ones. Yi Mo knew what Dongan meant and didn't reject it. Looking at other people's hopeful looks, Yi Mo said again, there are still spots and everyone has a chance to get it. However, I suggest those below Dao actualization to not fight for it. After all, the Dao Fruit Tower isn't safe. May I ask Pill Divine Yi how you're going to distribute the remaining 27 spots? Someone asked desperately. There's nearly 3 months before the Dao Fruit Tower opens. During this 3 months, I hope Immortal Friends Qinghe will take lead and choose 27 people. But there are some things I need to say now. Even the 27 chosen ones won't be getting the spots without conditions. I will discuss the conditions before the Dao Fruit Tower opens. Yi Mo's words got everyone's approval. Although there were 27 spots, but it wasn't enough for this many people. Luo Qinghe rarely came to the Void Marketplace, but everyone knew him from the God rank. He was trustworthy, so it was best that he managed this. Yi Mo came to the Immortal Rest Tower. He didn't know if Zhongli Huayin would come find him. If he didn't, then Yi Mo would go find him. Yi Mo immediately took out Gong Xiang's storage ring. A Dao Essence Divine Emperor's storage ring should be wealthier than his. It didn't disappoint Yi Mo inside. Yi Mo found an extreme grade God Spirit range and nearly 1 billion God crystals, as well as a large pile of God Spirit herb and materials. As for Gong Xiang's magic artifact, it was the most worthless to Yi Mo. As soon as Yi Mo organized the things, Xing Hong came over. Pill Divine Yi, I heard you're selling 14 spots to the Dao Fruit Towers? Xing Hong was close to Yi Mo and immediately asked. That's right, I was planning to ask Brother Xing for help, and yet you came. Yi Mo smiled. Xing Hong immediately said, Pill Divine Yi, I have an idea. I'll invite over some wealthy merchant associations and sections. Then you can publicly sell these 14 spots. That way, you would gain the most benefit. Yi Mo knew this was a good idea. Clearly, it would make him wealthy quickly. Of course, there was high risks for this. That was everyone would know there was a human called Yi Mo who reaped in huge profits. But Yi Mo didn't care about this. How can there be reward with no risk? Okay, I'll leave that to Brother Xing. Yi Mo agreed without hesitation. Xing Hong hesitated and said, Pill Divine Yi, this is definitely a good method, but then only drawback is that it would put Pill Divine Yi on the spotlight and bring you great risk. Yi Mo laughed, wanting rewards and being scared isn't my style. Brother Xing, just go do it, leave life and death to me. Xing Hong nodded. With Pill Divine Yi's power, no one in the Void Marketplace dares to seek your trouble. If it was before, Yi Mo definitely wouldn't dare to do this. If he did that, he would have to wait and die. He wouldn't even be able to leave the Void Marketplace, but with his current power, he could afford to do it. Xing Hong could remind him this meant that he was a rather good friend. After Yi Mo exchanged communication beads with Xing Hong, he said, I'm free these few days. Whatever pills Brother Xing needs, to send me the materials. Xing Hong didn't act polite this time and took out a storage ring to Yi Mo. I have a few cauldrons of pills for you, Pill Divine Yi. Feeling that Xing Hong was being genuine, Yi Mo sent Xing Hong to the door personally this time. This was a signal. Yi Mo was famous in the Void Marketplace now, and by sending Xing Hong out, it meant that the human race was forming an alliance with the Void Marketplace Merchant Tower. Yi Mo was such a huge potential and powerful Pill Divine. Of course, Xing Hong wouldn't reject this. Pill Divine Yi. As soon as Yi Mo was planning to go back, he heard an uncertain voice. Yi Mo turned around and saw an ordinary-looking young man. He was down Nourishment Peak stage. His skin was white and eyes a bit sunken. The chi of void and different realms stayed on him. Clearly, he roamed around a lot. You're looking for me? This person was also a human. Yes, Pill Divine Yi. Wanbei is Zhu Wuheng. I came a bit late to the Void Marketplace and didn't get to see Pill Divine Yi's dominant look representing the human race. I came to visit this time. Zhu Wuheng's tone was genuine. Yi Mo smiled. It's not easy for you to reach down Nourishment Peak stage. When the Dao Fruit Tower opens, you can go have a look too. Zhu Wuheng quickly said, Pill Divine Yi. Wanbei came for the Dao Fruit Tower, but I haven't reached Dao actualization yet. Chinga QB said Wanbei, can't go in yet, but Wanbei believes I'm no weaker than any Dao actualization Divine Emperor. It's not that I can't reach Dao actualization, but I don't want it yet. Yimo didn't doubt the first half, but he was shocked at the second half. Even he can't reach Dao actualization whenever he wanted. Follow me, Yimo said, and turned into the Immortal Rest Tower. Zhu Wuheng clearly knew that Yimo was going to give the opportunity to him, and thus followed Yimo without hesitation. You're saying you can reach Dao actualization whenever you want? Yimo set up restrictions and asked. Zhu Wuheng said affirmatively, yes, but in order to reach the grand state of primordial essence, I've kept perfecting my Dao instead of breaking through to Dao actualization. When my Dao Mark God art is perfect, I wouldn't need to do anything, and I would reach Dao actualization Divine Emperor. If other people heard this, they would think Zhu Wuheng is bluffing, but Yimo didn't think that way. What gives you such confidence? Yimo's tone went cold. Even he didn't dare to say that. Because my father is a primordial essence Divine Emperor, and the cultivation method he left behind is the top primordial essence Divine Dao cultivation method. Not only that, I'm a natural Dao body. I know extremely clear if I can and how I can reach my next cultivation level. Zhu Wuheng looked at Yi Mo calmly. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 21 74 Cell Spots. Chapter 21 74 Cell Spots. Zhu Wuheng's words shocked Yimo. Yimo was surprised but not shocked at the primordial essence Divine Dao cultivation method. However, he was shocked at the Dao body. Such body was born for cultivation. In the process of cultivation, they knew very clear what their weaknesses were and could accurately predict if they could break through to the next level, when to break through, what was needed. They were also many times greater at learning Dao. They could easily learn any god art or magic. It's not that their cultivation speed was fast, but with that precise control, their cultivation foundation was more solid than anyone. Of course, this was if they had the necessary cultivation resources. Yimo also knew that the greatest secret of the Dao body was that it could be possessed. Yet, Zhu Wuheng dared to tell him this the first time they met. How much confidence and balls did he have? You're quite bold to tell me about the Dao body, Yimo said. Zhu Wuheng bowed. If it wasn't for Qianbei's charisma, Wanbei wouldn't dare to say it too. Qianbei can represent the human race to go to the Dao Fruit Tower distribution and give 30 spots back to the human race. One could see that Qianbei is an honest and righteous person. Plus, Qianbei's talent is probably more absurd than mine. Qianbei don't seem to be older than Wanbei, but your cultivation level is far superior. Yimo knew that his age probably was less than 1% that of Zhu Wuheng's. And Wanbei knows that if I don't enter the Dao Fruit Tower, there's no hope of me reaching the Dao Essence Divine Emperor I want to reach. Most importantly, Wanbei has no time to wait. Zhu Wuheng's tone was very genuine. Your father is a primordial essence Divine Emperor. I believe he's famous. What's he called? Yimo already decided to give a spot to Zhu Wuheng. It would be too unfair to not give such a talented Divine Emperor a spot. My father is called Zhuya. Zhu Wuheng answered calmly. Zhuya? Yimo repeated. He had never heard of this name before. Qianbei hasn't heard of my father's? Zhu Wuheng looked at Yimo with more shock. He thought that someone as strong as Yimo would have definitely heard of his father. Yimo smiled. Perhaps I forgot, but I don't have a deep impression. Do you want to reach Dao Essence Divine Emperor quickly due to your father? Zhu Wuheng nodded yes. I don't want to ruin my foundation, but I also want to speed up to save my father. What happened to your father? Yimo asked. Zhu Wuheng hesitated for a while and said, my father is sealed. No one else can save him other than me. Yimo didn't keep asking. Yimo said, Zhu Wuheng, I can give you a spot, but you need to help me do something. That is, if you save your father, then you must go back to the Divine Dao realm and protect is for 300 years. Yemo felt uneasy ever since the distribution gathering. He didn't know exactly what it was. Zhu Wuheng fell silent for a while and said, "Pill divine Yi, if I save my father, I can assure that my father and I will stay at the divine Tao realm for 100 years and help it. I can't promise beyond that time. I know what Pill divine Yi is worried about, but my father isn't a human race divine emperor from the divine Tao realm. He even has conflicts with the primordial essence divine emperor from the divine Tao realm. If it wasn't that the divine Tao realm is broken, I can't even promise 100 years." Okay. Yemo agreed without hesitation. Zhu Wuheng was someone like him. If they promised, they would never regret. After Zhu Wuheng left, Yemo set up his room restrictions and then took out the storage ring Xing Hong gave him. He wanted to see what god pill Xing Hong wanted him to concoct. Cosmic Lotus? Yemo immediately grabbed out a lotus from the storage ring. It had 9 petals. At the same time, Yemo realized that it was Void Marketplace Merchant Tower at the auction who used Du Yuan I to buy the Cosmic Lotus. Yemo applauded Xing Hong's temperament. Xing Hong gave him this clearly to ask him to concoct Cosmic Tao Pill. Thinking about how 50% was as Yemo was very excited. He also felt happy with Xing Hong's trust. Other than the Cosmic Lotus, the other materials were nothing compared to it. In the Void Marketplace, the most luxurious and big exchange palace was the Void Marketplace Merchant Tower's exchange palace. Today, Yemo came here with Xing Hong and Xiaohe. This time, the palace is open for exchanges, but unlike before, this was only for Yemo. Xing Hong was from the Void Marketplace Merchant Tower. However, he didn't represent them. Instead, he stood next to Yemo. Everyone here knew that Yemo was going to sell 14 spots into the Tao Fruit Tower. Although there was just 14 and Xing Hong didn't advertise, quite a lot of people got the news. This time, 60 people came. Each one represented a powerful sect or a powerful faction. When everyone sat down, Xing Hong signaled Yemo to get up and speak. Yemo got up and saluted with his fists. "Thank you, immortal friends, for coming here to deal with me. I've already given out one of the 14 spots, so I only have 13 spots left on me. There's no limitations. As long as you can take out something that I like, be it god crystals, god spirit herb, or god spirit items. Everyone knows I'm a pill divine, so don't take out god pills." God crystals and god spirit ranges were necessities, but at the divine emperor level, they were the least valuable to them. The most valuable were god pill and Tao fruits. Okay, pill divine Yi is straightforward. I like it. I'll use 1 billion god crystals to buy a Tao fruit tower spot. Of course, looking Tao essence divine emperor got up and said. Yemo sneered. In terms of business, he wasn't as good as Su Jingwen and Su Yuehua, but he was no weaker than the divine emperors here. If it was an ordinary Tao fruit, 1 billion god crystals was worth it. But if you were lucky, you could get maybe even 10 Tao fruits with a Tao fruit tower spot. Yemo had already asked. Each level of the tower only has 1 Tao fruit tree, but this tree is enormous. It's almost like a realm. If 2 divine emperors picked Tao fruits on the 2 sides of the tree, their spirit sense wouldn't even be able to see each other. Of course, how many Tao fruit you could pick depended on your cultivation level. Under any Tao fruit tree, the pressure doubles each time you pick a Tao fruit. That's why there are many divine emperors who die in the Tao fruit too. The danger didn't just come from the hunt of other divine emperors. Yemo also knew from Xing Hong that the Tao fruit tower has this great Tao wave. It's very helpful for Tao actualization divine emperors breaking through. Many Tao actualization divine emperor peak stages who leave the tower break through to Tao essence divine emperor immediately. Everyone looked at Yemo hoping he would agree. If he did, there would be a reference price point. Yemo smiled. This is how I feel about selling the spots. In order to speed things up and keep things secret, I'll use jade cards for bids. I have tens of jade cards here. I'll give everyone 1, and you write down the number of spots and your price on it. After comparison each round, I will choose a jade card to complete the deal. Hearing this, everyone was dumbfounded. This was a cruel move. This was making everyone compete against each other, and unable to see each other's price. Only EMO would know the bids, so in order to win, people would have to make their greatest offer. Seeing this, Xing Hong breathed easy. He was scared that EMO would accept the 1 billion God crystals offer. With this, everyone gave up trying to get a small advantage. They could only mark down their greatest offer on the Jade card. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2175, Escape Poverty. Chapter 2175, Escape Poverty. The first round of bids soon came in. Most bids just wanted one spot, and the value was about 1 billion God crystals and some other things. EMO didn't want these things at all, so he wouldn't agree. EMO saw that one Jade card wanted 5 spots, and the bid was 1 extreme grade God Spirit range and 1 top grade God Spirit range, as well as 10 billion God crystals. EMO immediately knew this price was fine. EMO returned all the Jade cards back and said the first round has concluded. Immortal Friends 37 has bought 5 spots. As soon as EMO said this, EMO sent 5-spot Jade cards to a short-haired man. These are Jade cards made by me. When the Tao Fruit Tower opens, anyone can take these and go to the human race. The short-haired man quickly gave EMO a storage ring and left the palace rapidly. EMO said that anyone could use the Jade cards, meaning that he only recognized Jade cards, not the people who bought it. With 5 spots gone in the first round, no one dared to bid 1 billion God crystals at the second round. They bid much higher prices. The second round, EMO sold 2 spots. The less spots there were, the higher the bid EMO got. When all 13 spots were gone, EMO got 30 billion God crystals. 2 extreme grade God Spirit range in total, and 3 more top grade God Spirit range, as well as some God Spirit herb and high-level forgery materials. Finally, EMO felt he was a little wealthier. At least, he wouldn't be so shocked to see just 10 billion God crystals. EMO was planning to sell some of his pills after selling these spots, but since the spots alone earned him so much, he gave up on the idea. He could sell these things anywhere. Congratulations, Pill Divine Yi. Xing Hong walked up to EMO and said. He didn't know how much EMO earned, but he knew it wasn't little. I'm finally not poor anymore. EMO felt great. Xing Hong didn't ask about EMO's pill concoction and just said, I'm going back to the merchant tower. If you need me, Pill Divine Yi, just call the attendants at the Immortal Rest Tower. EMO gave the storage ring Xing Hong gave him before back to him. The pills are made. See if they're okay, brother Xing. Xing Hong had long wanted to ask EMO about the pills, but he was too embarrassed to. Now that EMO said they were ready, he almost called out. He grabbed the storage ring and took out a few Jade bottles from inside. 6 God Cloud Pill, extreme grade. 6 North Soul Pills, extreme grade. When Xing Hong saw it was all extreme grade pills, his hands were shaky. He had never seen God pills of this quality. This wasn't ordinary God pill. These were God pill for Tao Essence Divine Emperor. 6 extreme grade Cosmic Doa pill. When Xing Hong saw these, he finally couldn't hold in his excitement. PM Divine Yi, you really successfully made the Cosmic Tao pill? They're extreme grade too. How did you do it? EMO looked at Xing Hong and asked, Brother Xing, did you not give me the Cosmic Lotus for me to concoct the Cosmic Tao pill? Of course, but I wasn't very confident, and there were no better pill divines than you in the Void Marketplace. I promised to the Void Marketplace Merchant Tower that you could definitely do it, and they barely let me have the Cosmic Lotus. I didn't expect you really succeeded in their extreme grade too. I want to see who dares to say anything now. Xing Hong laughed. EMO coughed, Brother Xing, you've come and gone in a hurry recently. Is it due to the Cosmic Lotus? Xing Hong said awkwardly, that's right, I had to go explain it carefully each time I went back. Now I finally don't need to. I'm going back to slap their faces. Haha. At the same time, Xing Hong realized that EMO definitely concocted more than 6 pills. Otherwise, if he only concocted 6 pills, there was no way they would all be extreme grade. EMO quite possibly concocted 12 Cosmic Tao pills. Thinking about this, Xing Hong dazed. What pill concoction skill level was this? This was definitely not Dao Actualization Pill Divine, but definitely Dao Essence Pill Divine. Yimo was a peak Dao Essence Pill Divine. Pill Divine Yiyu, your Dao Essence Pill Divine. Thinking about this, Xing Hong asked in extreme shock. Yimo knew that his true pill concoction skills would be exposed when he gave the pills to Xing Hong, but he didn't care. Even if a halfway primordial essence tried to kill him, he could easily get away. Plus, a powerful primordial essence pill divine was someone that halfway primordial essence wanted to suck up to. Who would be dumb enough to kill him? That's right. I'm a primordial essence pill divine, a decent one. Yimo said. Xing Hong took in a cold breath, and before he could say anything, Xiao He said in surprise and joy, Pill Divine Yi, you're actually a Dao Essence Pill Divine. The better Yimo was at pill concoction, the better it was for him. Xiao He had been following him for this long, but Yimo still couldn't go with him to Guangyuan Palace yet. Yimo could only say apologetically, Immortal friend Xiao, I'm indeed a Dao Essence Pill Divine, but I'm still quite busy, so I can't go with you yet. That's fine. That's fine. Xiao He was desperate, but he said without hesitation, don't worry, Pill Divine Yi. I have time to wait. Xiao He was very desperate, but he didn't dare to leave the void marketplace and ask the palace lord to come. He was scared that as soon as he left, Yimo would leave for another few hundred years. Yimo could see Xiao He's desperation and could tell that he was genuinely inviting him to Guangyuan Palace. But no matter how much he pitied that young mistress, he wasn't going to the Guangyuan Palace before he reached Dao Essence Divine Emperor. Saving people was important, but so was his life. He didn't dare to be Carol's Fasinga. Primordial Essence Divine Emperor. If he didn't have the Chaos World nor the Chaos Tree, he didn't mind, but he had too many good things. Even Primordial Essence Divine Emperor would be jealous of every single one of them. Brother Yi, I'll be going back to the Void Marketplace Merchant Tower immediately. If there's anything you need, just let me know. I can definitely do it for you. Xing Hong even changed Yimo's title. Clearly a peak Dao Essence Pill Divine had the same value as a Primordial Essence Divine Emperor. Yimo knew the Void Marketplace Merchant Tower was wealthy, so he didn't act too polite. I need large amounts of God's Spirit Herb and immortal materials. The more the better. Okay. Don't worry, Brother Yi. I promise to get these things done for you. Xing Hong said. After Xing Hong left, Yimo said to Xiao He, let's go visit the Abyssal Race Dao Essence Divine Emperors. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2176 Abyssal Races Ambush. Chapter 2176 Abyssal Races Ambush. Abyssal Race was one of the few powerful races. The hotel they stayed at was the most luxurious in the Void Marketplace. Yimo and Xiao He just came to the door of their hotel, and Zhongli Huyin came out to greet Yimo. Immortal friend Zhongli seems very busy. I don't know if I've disturbed you, Yimo said while saluting with his fists. Yimo was quite annoyed at this guy. He let this guy live. This guy should have come to visit him, but he had to come over instead. Zhongli Hui knew that Yimo was scorning him for not going over, but he wasn't angry at all. He forced a sliver of smile and said, I was planning to vice Pill Divine Yi, but suddenly a few friends came, so it took a few days. I hope Pill Divine you won't mind. Pill Divine Yi and immortal friends Xiao, please come with me. Since Pill Divine Yi is here, then please drink a cup of tea. An ethereal voice sounded. Yimo immediately knew who this voice belonged to. It was that Abyssal Race Dao Essence Divine Emperor he took notice of. He was the leader for the Abyssal Race this time. When Yimo walked in the place, he noticed that there really was another guest. She was a woman. The first time Yimo saw this woman, he just felt she looked clean, but after Yimo's eyes stayed on her for a few seconds, he found that she emitted this seduction all over her body. Such familiar feeling. Yimo immediately thought of someone. When he first came to the immortal realm, he met a woman called Jiang Jin. She's a member of the MOU Immortal Sect now. Yimo saw certain that they were both natural seductive body. However, her cultivation level was countless times higher than Jiangjin. Her cultivation method was suited to her body. I've long heard of your name. It's an honor to see you here today, Pill Divine Yi. This woman smiled at Emo. As for Xiao He, she just completely ignored him. Xiao He sat next to Emo and didn't care if he was ignored. That bleak Qi Dao Essence Divine Emperor introduced Pill Divine Yi. This is a Phoenix Dao Essence Master Tang Qi. She wanted to come here and see you after hearing you were coming. I'm Chao Zhe. I'm also very grateful that Pill Divine Yi could show mercy. If there wasn't too many things to do, I would have long visited Pill Divine Yi. Just when Emo was thinking if this Tang Qi was related to Tang Xiaoyu, Tang Qi said, Immortal friend Xiao, don't mind me, I'll just drink some tea here. The two seemed to be close, and Chao Zhe just nodded to Tang Qi before turning to Emo and saluted with his fists. Pill Divine, Yi probably wants to ask about the Abyssal Realm, right? Emo didn't have a good impression of this Chao Zhe and didn't want to waste time. Yes, I want to ask Immortal Friends Chao if it's very hard for me to go to the Abyssal Realm. Chao Zhe clearly heard about this from Zhongli Huyin and said, that's right, out of all the races and realms, the Abyssal Realm is the hardest to enter. Not only do you need an abyssal body to enter the Abyssal Realm, but also, if you're not an abyssal race and you forcefully enter, your cultivation level will be suppressed to the lowest. Of course, if Pill Divine Yi wants to enter our Abyssal Realm, we're more than happy. Then, Chao Zhe even took out a Dark Jade tablet and Dark Jade slip to Emo. Pill Divine, you just need to wear this Jade card to enter the Abyssal Realm. This Jade slip is a map of the Abyssal Realm, including all the entrances. It's yours, Pill Divine Yi. He knew that if Emo was set on entering this place, even if he described it as hell, it wouldn't stop Emo. Emo didn't expect Chao Zhe would be this easy to talk to. Emo didn't know why this was so, but he didn't want to connect with Chao Zhe. Emo got up to leave. He let Zhongli Huyin live. This wasn't something that 5 spots could make up for. Even if Zhongli Huyin didn't give the 5 spots, he could kill Zhongli Huyin and keep challenging the Abyssal race. Thus, Emo didn't feel he owed Chao Zhe anything for the map and Jade slip. Pill Divine Yi, I feel there's something wrong with that Chao Zhe. You can't trust his Jade slip. After walking out, Chao he said worriedly. Emo smiled, I know this, don't worry. No need to follow me for now. I'm going to the Immortal Rest Tower for solitary cultivation for a while. When the Dao Fruit Tower opens, just wait for me there. Knowing this, Chao didn't insist on following Emo. After returning to his room, Emo set up layers of restriction before entering the Golden Page world. Inside, Emo immediately took out that Dark Jade card. Emo's spirit sense scanned in. His spirit sense has reached 5th transformation peak. His spirit sense broke restriction after restriction inside the Jade card. In just 15 minutes, Emo's spirit sense left this Jade card. He didn't break it. He knew that there was something done to this Jade card. As soon as he used it to enter the Abyssal Realm, he would be tracked. Chao Zhe was already scheming against him. This Jade card was made for him. Emo sneered. Chao Zhe and that Zhongli Huyin already wanted to kill him. These days, you really couldn't be too kind. He sealed the Jade card and then picked up the map Jade slip. It didn't seem newly made, but Emo easily found another spirit sense mark. Emo took out a new Jade slip and copied the map onto it before sealing this Jade slip too in the Golden Page world. Emo was never going to go easy on those who wanted to kill him. Emo left the Golden Page world. A few days later, Xinghong came over to give Emo a storage ring. It was filled with all sorts of materials and God Spirit herbs. They weren't very expensive, but they were ample in amount. From Xinghong, Emo heard about the Comsic Dao pill. It's been brought to a heaven price in the Void marketplace. They were extreme grade Dao fruit god pills. The first one was sold for nearly double the price of the Cosmic Lotus. This is where the value of a pill divine showed. 12 pills came out of one cauldron. The value of the materials flipped more than tens of times. But not all pill divines had this success rate and quality. There was still 2 months before the Dao Fruit Tower opened, so Emo stayed at his place concocting pills and forging materials. 2 months passed quickly. Emo was planning to leave, and ask Luo Qinghe about the selection. He also wanted to ask Luo Qinghe if he had been to Luo Yukonnet. Before Yimo left his immortal rest tower, Gu Biying rushed to Yimo's place. Seeing her worried and anxious look, Yimo knew something probably happened. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2177 Blood Spilling on the God Rank Square. Chapter 2177 Blood Spilling on the God Rank Square. What happened? Yimo asked. He was thinking if something happened with Luo Qinghe's selection. Did someone not agree to his selection? Brother Yi, our people are fighting with the Aquarius race at the God Rank Square. We've lost more than 10 divine emperors, and even Martial Brother Qinghe is heavily injured. If it wasn't, before she finished, Yimo already disappeared from the room. Gu Biying knew Yimo went over and quickly followed. When Yimo saw the scene at the God Rank Square, he was furious. More than 1,000 people were fighting at the square, but it was pretty much all human divine emperors who died. There was 60 people who died now. It was all Aquarius race who fought the human race. They had the definite upper hand. The battle was extremely intense. The reason the Aquarius race could win was because they had 6 Tao Essence Divine Emperors. Human race only had 2 Tao Essence Divine Emperor. 2 of the 6 Aquarius Tao Essences were stopped by 2 human Tao Essence. 1 more was stopped by a red-robed human female. She was only Tao Actualization peak stage. Other than this, the other 3 Aquarius Tao Essences were slaughtering human Divine Emperors below Tao Actualization. There were tens of thousands of people watching the battle, and they were all watching, but no one intervened. Yimo didn't call them to stop. He charged onto the battlefield with Zhisu. Amidst all the battle rays, one purple color instantly swept across the entire battlefield. Whether it was Aquarius Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor or Tao Actualization Divine Emperor, no one could live for a second under Yimo's purple ray. The 3 Tao Essences saw Yimo slay Aquarius Divine Emperors like chickens and immediately charged at Yimo crazily. Yimo was completely furious now. His powerful realm domain and spirit sense domain extended out and instantly swept in these 3 Tao Essences. The next moment, Crevice God Art and Falling Mark Sword runes sprayed out non-stop, forming purple ripples in his domain. Almost all the Aquarius Divine Emperors who were sliced were killed. The 2 Tao Essences just released a magic artifact to stop Yimo's Crevice God Art, and they felt 2 twisted runes appear in their sea of consciousness. Yimo used Spirit Sense Great Primordial God Rune to attack their sea of before they could call out the words Great Primordial God Rune. Falling Mark Sword rune swept over, and the 2 Tao Essences instantly died. The 3rd Tao Essence worriedly stopped, but Yimo didn't give him any chance. Yimo threw out an Ice Space God Art and another Falling Mark Sword rune. It had only been a few seconds since coming to the square, but Yimo killed more than 10 First Step Divine Emperors and 3 Tao Essence Divine Emperors. At this moment, the 2 sides finally saw Yimo come. The suppressed human side immediately became excited. The remaining 3 Aquarius Tao Essence Divine Emperors were very worried. The Tao Essence fighting the red-robed woman quickly said, "Pill Divine, ye stop. There's a misunderstanding." The red-robed woman, who was almost about to be killed, quickly ate a God pill to recover and looked at Yimo in shock. She just came to God Rank Square. She really didn't understand how this Pill Divine you was this powerful. Misunderstanding? Yimo didn't seem to hear it. Zhisu didn't stop, but more and more purple sword ripples appeared in the square. Aquarius Divine Emperors were slaughtered non-stop. Instantly, tens more Divine Emperors died. Not only so, he extended out his powerful realm domain and threw out countless lightning swords. Ever since he reached Divine Emperor, Yimo rarely used this massive area attack lightning swords, but today he was completely furious. Aquarius Tao Essence Divine Emperors slaughtered human Divine Emperors relentlessly. If he didn't do the same back, he wouldn't be Yimo. Yimo was Tao actualization peak stage, and his God essence and spirit sense were more powerful than Tao essence divine emperor. When these lightning swords fell, the number of Aquarius race divine emperors dying multiplied. Those Aquarius Tao molding divine emperor couldn't even take one. Even Tao nourishment and Tao actualization divine emperor died with just a few hits. Those people watching just realized that Pill Divine Yi was also a lightning element divine emperor. Misunderstanding? He didn't believe that bullshit. If it was a misunderstanding, why didn't the Aquarius Tao essence divine emperors stop earlier? They were clearly killing human divine emperors non-stop. Seeing Yimo didn't intend to stop at all. This Tao essence smashed out a vibrant color and signaled the two other Tao essences to attack Yimo. When their opponents left, the two human Tao essences immediately joined the slaughter of Aquarius divine emperors. There was no way things would resolve now. Everyone's eyes were red from slaughter. Seeing the Tao essence shoot out the vibrant color, Yimo knew it was asking for help, but he didn't stop it. Before this Tao essence seeking help came up to Yimo, Yimo went up to him. He collected his falling mark sword rune and realm domain to only suppress him. This Tao essence divine emperor was clearly no less angry than Yimo. The same time Yimo charged at him, water chi emitted around him and spread out, forming a water chi realm domain. The two realm domains clashed together, and the two nearby Tao nourishment divine emperors were smashed away. Powerful water chi domain actually stopped the twisted sword rune. Although this was because the falling mark sword rune had already weakened, Yimo was still a bit shocked. However, Yimo's killing intent was intense. When the falling mark sword rune fell, he smashed out 5 lightning spear destruction. 1 spear towards the Tao essence he was fighting, and 4 to the other 2 Tao essences. There was a shocking God essence explosion that spread across the God rank square. The Tao essence fighting Yimo stopped a lightning spear and released his heaven-smashing hammer at Yimo. Yimo went in instead. This time, he didn't use any magic artifact and just punched. The Aquarius Tao essence rejoiced seeing that Yimo was using his fist to clash with his magic artifact. The hammer sped up and instantly clashed with Yimo's fist. The fist became huge with the surrounding of God essence. The clash created space ripples. Another explosion sounded, but the hammer was actually stopped by Yimo's fists. Yimo's fist force was unstoppable. This Aquarius Tao essence's face went into extreme shock. He didn't expect Yimo's punch would smash away his God artifact. At the same time, a water domain rose up again before Yimo's fist. This was his final defense God art. Ordinary God artifacts wouldn't be able to break it open quickly. This was his life-saving God art. Rumble. Yimo's fist force smashed onto the water domain, and the water domain instantly exploded. Each drop of water splashed out like a boundless huge mountain. Before the Tao essence could understand how Yimo broke his God art, the void fist force struck on his body, smashing half of his body away. Divine body. The Tao essence called out in extreme shock. He retreated like crazy. Although the water domain God art was broken, but he still survived. He finally realized why Yimo's fist was this powerful. This Pill Divine Yi was a body refinement cultivator of the extreme peak. He reached the legendary divine body level. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2178 Void Marketplace Intervention. Chapter 2178 Void Marketplace Intervention. Yimo's punch didn't take this Tao essence's life, but Yimo didn't chase. Zisu smashed out again, and 2 falling mark sword runes rolled back. The 2 Aquarius Tao essences just broke free from Yimo's 4 lightning spear and had to face Yimo's falling mark sword rune again. Luckily, even though Yimo was only strong, he could only heavily bind 1 Tao essence. Blood light flashed again, and Essence spirit crumbled. This bound Tao Essence Divine Emperor instantly died. The other Tao Essence Divine Emperor barely stopped Yi Mo's falling mark sword rune and protected his sea of consciousness. He retreated rapidly, but didn't dare to come up. Yi Mo didn't chase as well. Su flashed with purple rays again. In a short while, a few more Divine Emperors below Tao Actualization were killed. The battle on the God rank square had become one-sided. Pill Divine Yi, please stop. A powerful spirit sense scanned over. Feeling this, Yi Mo knew it was half Primordial Essence Kong Han Divine Emperor. He was half Primordial Essence and rather polite. Yi Mo had killed more than 100 Aquarius Divine Emperors now and got some revenge, so he gave face to Kong Han Divine Emperor and stopped the slaughter. Although he stopped attacking, Yi Mo didn't take a break. He started collecting all the storage rings of the dead Divine Emperors. Seeing Yi Mo stop, the human Divine Emperors stopped too and held those Divine Emperors with Essence Spirit left repair their body. Kong Han finally breathed easy, seeing Yi Mo stop the slaughter. Before he could speak, 5 more Aquarius Tao Essences with more Divine Emperors. When they saw the terrifying scene at the square, their eyes were bursting out. Those Tao Essence Divine Emperors didn't even think. Killing intent bursted all over their body. Even those outside the square could feel it. They released magic artifact and charged at Yi Mo. They were going to get revenge. As for the dead human Divine Emperors, how could they even compare with the Aquarius race? Stop! I'm already investigating the cause. Kong Han Divine Emperor said with annoyance when he saw the Aquarius Divine Emperors were still going to attack when he said stop. The Tao Essence Divine Emperor, who lost half his body, still had some reason, and he was recovering his body. He quickly went up to the Tao Essence Divine Emperors and said, "Don't fight now." He knew Yi Mo's terror very clearly. He had a primordial spirit artifact that could kill Divine Emperors like chickens, and he was a Divine Body refinement cultivator. Even if all these 5 Tao Essence Divine Emperors charged up together, they had very low chances of winning. Plus, the human race had 2 Tao Essence Divine Emperors and a red-robed woman on par with Tao Essence. Hearing this, the 5 Aquarius race Divine Emperors calmed down a bit. They ordered the Aquarius race to collect the Divine Emperors who were killed on the square, but Yi Mo already took their storage rings. The people watching knew that the conflict had stopped for now, but this human race Pill Divine Yi was too terrifying. He killed more than 100 Divine Emperors in less than 15 minutes. It was because of him that the human disadvantage turned to a dominating sweep. A Void Marketplace Tao Essence Divine Emperor had investigated things clear already and quickly came up Kong Han Divine Emperor Master. During the battle just then, human race lost 65 Divine Emperors and the Aquarius race lost 143 Divine Emperors. 4 of them are Tao Essence Divine Emperors. Kong Han heard this and frowned. He glanced at the scene and said, although Void Marketplace don't forbid fighting, but such large-scale fights are definitely forbidden. Tian Rue, Divine Emperor, and I will be waiting at the Void Marketplace Guest Palace. I hope the human and Aquarius race representatives can sit with us and sort this thing out. Since this happened, it must be dealt with fairly and swiftly. Kong Han Divine Emperor's tone went cold, and he even glanced at Yi Mo with cold eyes. When he came, he saw how terrifyingly Yi Mo slaughtered. Yi Mo didn't care at all. He could tell that Kong Han's tone and expression seemed very furious, but he was actually very calm. He just wanted to go through the process for the sake of it. Luo Qinghe with heavy injuries and Wang Nanshuang came over. There was that red-robed Tao Actualization woman behind them. Yi Mo had a deep impression of her as she stopped an Aquarius race Tao Essence Divine Emperor all alone. Yi Mo fought that Aquarius race Tao Essence Divine Emperor. He definitely wasn't simple. He wanted to kill him by attacking with full power, but he only destroyed half his body. Such injuries to Tao Essence Divine Emperors were nothing. Seeing Wang Nanshuang with red eyes, Yi Mo immediately knew that someone from the Immortal Goddess Sacred Sect was probably killed. Do you know what happened? Control your injuries and tell me. Yi Mo took out a pill and gave it to Luo Qinghe. Yimo also took out a few bottles of pills to Wang Nanshuang and said, Martial Sister Nanshuang, go help the injured people first. Pill Divine Yi, this started because of me. The red-robed woman bowed to Yimo and said nervously. She had been very prideful. She didn't even take the halfway primordial essences of other races seriously, much less ordinary human divine emperors. She didn't know Yimo's identity very well yet, but from how Yimo came so dominantly and instantly turned the tides for the human race, she respected Yimo a lot. After Luo Qinghe used Yimo's pills, his injuries recovered rapidly. He quickly said, Martial Sister Qin Xuanji is the other human divine emperor on the god rank. She's much higher than me. She's ranked 46th. God ranked 46th? Yimo studied Qin Xuanji in surprise. She didn't look old and was Tao actualization peak stage. Even though Tao actualization was the peak of the first step of Tao vindication, it was still the first step. Tao Essence Divine Emperor was the second step. The difference was heavens apart. Even if she was ranked 46th, it was hard to stop the Tao Essence Divine Emperor for a while. Not everyone had his cultivation method and fortunes. Qin Xuanji knew Yimo's confusion and said, I've been adventuring in the cosmos and had some fortune. My cultivation level is higher than before, so I'm guessing now that I can be ranked in God rank top 10. Hearing this, Yimo nodded. God rank top 10. They can't defeat Tao Essence Divine Emperor, but they would be able to stop the Aquarius race Tao Essence Divine Emperor for a while. Top 10? Luo Qinghe took in a cold breath. He knew better than Yimo what top 10 God rank meant. Every one of them were a shocking existence. Let's not talk about this yet. Tell me what happened. Yimo was going to reason at the Void Marketplace Guest Palace. He needed to know the exact situation. He knew that the human race Divine Emperor wouldn't be stupid enough to offend the Aquarius race, but he still didn't know how they started fighting. Qin Xuanji immediately said, Martial Brother Yi, after I came to the Void Marketplace a year ago to find out about the Tao Fruit Tower news, I left. I didn't know about Martial Brother Yi representing human race in Tao Fruit Tower spot distribution. As soon as I came back, I was challenged by an Aquarius race Divine Emperor on the God rank. He was higher ranked than me, but I was stronger than him. He wanted to kill me non-stop, so I didn't hold back and killed him. Luo Qinghe said Aquarius race Tao actualization Divine Emperor challenged Martial Sister Xuanji probably because they were unhappy with the human race. I think it might be related to the demon race. Yimo felt this conflict was very strange. Even if there was a conflict, it should be between the human and demon race. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2179 Resolution. Chapter 2179 Resolution. Yimo realized. At the spot distribution gathering, there was an Aquarius Tao Essence Divine Emperor who wanted to challenge him, but because of his threats, they backed out for some reason. Now that an Aquarius God ranked Divine Emperor wanted to challenge Qin Xuanji, it was clearly to give him a warning. Being killed on the God rank challenge stage was something that no one could get revenge. The reason that Gongxiang dared to attack Luo Qinghe was Bo's human race was too weak, and they had no leader. Now that human race had a leader, Yimo, they needed a proper reason. Then, did the Aquarius race Tao Essence Divine Emperor attack? Yimo asked. Qin Xuanji said they didn't attack directly, but a Tao Essence Divine Emperor was extremely furious. He said that I shamelessly ambushed during the battle and threatened me that the Aquarius race wouldn't let this go. I knew the Aquarius race was powerful and resisted the urge to argue with him. Another human race, Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor on the side, said that the Aquarius race started the challenge and lost. Then, their Tao Essence Divine Emperor comes out. They're really shameless. Luo Qinghe saw Yimo looked at him, and he added that Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor is immortal goddess sacred sect Yueha Divine Emperor. She said that, and the Aquarius race Tao Essence Divine Emperor was furious and just killed her. Qin Xuanji said dejectedly, seeing someone speak for me and get killed, I immediately attacked that Tao Essence Divine Emperor. However, this was all calculated. That Tao Essence Divine Emperor seemingly killed Yueha Divine Emperor in anger, but he was waiting for me to attack. In fact, even if Martial Sister Xuanji didn't attack, Martial Sister Nan Shuang charged up already. Luo Qing aside. Then Yemo thought and asked, did more and more people from both sides join the battle, eventually getting to that situation? Yes. The two nodded. Seeing Wang Nanshuang come over here, Yemo immediately said, Qing'a, Xuanji, and Nanshuang, come with me to the Void Marketplace guest hall. Pill Divine Yi, I'll go with you too. It was a human Tao Essence Divine Emperor speaking. At the battle, one was him, and the other was the Great Sun God Mountain Tao Essence Divine Emperor. The Great Sun God Mountain Tao Essence Divine Emperor seemed to know Yi Mo detested him, and didn't come over. Luo Qing'a said, Martial Brother Yi, this is Su Feng Qianbei, who has always been staying in Jin, the Void Marketplace. We've all been taken care by him many times. Okay, then you four come with me. Yi Mo then called Dong and Xian Yushue over for them to gather the humans at the square to distribute the spots after he was done. Because of this, more and more human races cultivators came to the square. Pill Divine Yi, I'm late. Count me in. Xiao he landed in here with a dashing light. He was very annoyed that he didn't go to the battle. If he could help the human race kill a bunch of Aquarius race divine emperors, Yemo would be very grateful to him. He didn't think about the terrifying consequences of doing this. Yemo didn't want to bring Xiao He originally, but seeing him come, Yemo changed his mind. The Void Marketplace Guest Hall was the most important place for meeting guests in the Void Marketplace. Usually, when the powerful beings of different races came, the guest hall would be open to greet them. Now it became the grounds to resolve conflicts. Everyone knew the conflict couldn't be resolved like this, but since they were all at the Void Marketplace, those mass battles wouldn't be allowed. The God Rank Square was filled with formation and restrictions, and that's why the place was still intact. If it was somewhere else, maybe the entire Void Marketplace would be destroyed. When Yi Mo and them came, there were already more than 10 divine emperors sitting in the hall. Other than Kong Han Divine Emperor and 5 Aquarius race Tao Essence Divine Emperors, there were 6 people from other races. Yi Mo saw that the Aquarius race Tao Essence who lost half his body had recovered his body. His chi was still unstable, but he was clearly recovering. Yi Mo thought to himself, it seemed the Aquarius race had quite a lot of good things. After Yi Mo and them sat down, Kong Han Divine Emperor said, such thing happening in the Void Marketplace affects us greatly. I invited 6 immortal friends who watched to come over. I hope people can talk things out and not let such thing happen again. Luo Qing'a saw Yi Mo glance at him, so he immediately got up and saluted with his fists. Kong Han Divine Emperor Master, immortal friends, although everyone knows the cause of this incident, I'll still say it again. Luo Qing'a just told the truth and sat back down. No one objected to Luo Qing'a's words, not even the Aquarius race Tao Essence Divine Emperors. There were this many people who saw what happened. Even if nobody saw it, there was still the huge surveillance formation. Despite this, Kong Han Divine Emperor still asked, does the Aquarius race have any objections to this? The Tao Essence who last half his body got up and said, that's what happened indeed, but when Pill Divine Yi came I already called stop. However, Pill Divine Yi still killed like crazy. I hope Pill Divine Yi can make an explanation to this. The Aquarius race has been around for hundreds of millions of years. If we don't get a resolution to this, we won't let this go. Clearly the Aquarius race had no reason, and just because they were strong, they dared to say such things. Kong Han Divine Emperor sneered. He wasn't going to care about the conflict between human and Aquarius race. At the same time, he was unhappy with Yi Mo. Before Yi Mo appeared, the human race divine emperors were very timid. Even if they were abused, no one would dare to have massive race fights like this. The reason the human race dared to do this time was definitely due to Yi Mo. Kong Han Divine Emperor still looked at Yi Mo and said, Pill Divine Yi, you represent the human race. Do you have any words to what immortal friends Yapu said? Yimo answered plainly, "Oh, I really didn't notice Yaopu saying stop. But I'm very curious. Yaopu was on the battlefield himself. If he's telling me to stop, then why is he fighting with the human race, Tao, actualization, divine emperor? Is he not strong enough that he got suppressed by my human race, Tao, actualization, divine emperor, or is he just asking the human race to stop, not the Aquarius race? If that's the case, I understand. So he's asking the human race to raise our hands and get slaughtered by the Aquarius race. If that happens again, and I hear it, I will do as Yaopu said. I will ask my fellow humans to stand still and let the Aquarius race kill them all." Qin Xuanji almost laughed at this. Yaopu's face was extremely bleak, and he didn't talk about to Yimo. Kong Han acted as though he didn't hear the sarcasm in Yimo's words and nodded, since both sides became like this due to a misunderstanding. Then make a decision. Yaopu got up and said again, "The Aquarius race is a big race, and we don't want to cause bloodshed all over a realm. If Pill Divine Yi destroys his own power, then this thing will end." The leader of the human race now was Yimo. If he lost his power, then the human race would be abused however they liked. Yimo's predicament would also become extremely pitiful. Yaopu's words meant that he wanted to kill all the humans in the Void Marketplace. Kong Han Divine Emperor then asked, "What does Pill Divine Yi think of immortal friends Yaopu's request?" Yimo got up slowly. "Yaopu's request is very reasonable. Maybe one day when I'm in a bad mood, I'll remember this." Kong Han Divine Emperor nodded again, too, and continued to ask, "What requests does Pill Divine Yi have?" Yimo smiled. "I'm very easy to talk to. I don't dare to make requests now. When I'm in a bad mood and I think about this, I will go to the Aquarius race and stomp my foot a few times." Kong Han Divine Emperor then looked at Yaopu and asked, "What does Yaopu Divine Emperor think of Pill Divine Ye's request?" "Very well." Yaopu forced down his anger and said. This was his first time seeing such a cocky human Tao actualization. Hearing this, Kong Han Divine Emperor got up and smiled. "Very well. Everyone is very calm on this matter and agreed to each other's requests. This is a perfect resolution. I hope both sides won't cause trouble again in the Void Marketplace. At the same time, both sides need to pay 1 billion God crystals for compensation of damages. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2180, The Conditions for Repairing the Broken Realm. Chapter 2180, The Conditions for Repairing the Broken Realm. Yimo walked out of the guest palace speechless. This Kong Han Divine Emperor really knew how to do nothing. But it was natural. As long as the human and Aquarius race didn't keep fighting in the Void Marketplace, he didn't care if the two sides could resolve the conflict. Yimo, you better hope the Divine Tao Realm can protect you. Otherwise, even if you run back to the Divine Tao Realm, the Aquarius race will go over. Don't make that broken realm even more broken. Yaopu was waiting for Yimo at the doors with a few other Tao Essence Divine Emperors. This time before Yimo said, Chao, he said in contempt, "Very well, I welcome you to go. If one goes, I'll kill one. If two goes, I'll kill two." Hearing this, Yaopu frowned. What does this have to do with the Guangyuan Palace? Chao, do you know the consequences of saying this? Is the Guangyuan Palace going against the Aquarius race? Chao, he said in contempt, go against the Aquarius race? You can represent the Aquarius race? Keep dreaming. I can represent the Palace Lord and kill you, but do you dare to start war with the Guangyuan Palace representing the Aquarius race? Yaopu's face was green, and he turned to leave. Yimo said slowly, Aquarius race coming to the Divine Tao Realm? You must not disappoint me then. If too little go, then don't blame me for going to the Aquarius race for a spin. Yimo didn't care much about the threat of the Aquarius race. He heard that they only had one primordial essence, Divine Emperor, and one who hadn't been out for countless ages. Even if Zhu Wuhing's father can't go back to the Divine Tao Realm, then he would ask Guangyuan Palace Lord to stop the Aquarius Primordial Essence Divine Emperor. As for those below Primordial Essence, Yimo really wasn't scared. If he reached Tao Essence, Then he didn't fear no matter how many Aquarius race came attacking divine Tao realm. Yaopu was very annoyed. He knew humans had no primordial essence, but Guang Yuan Palace Lord was a primordial essence. He was famous amongst primordial essence. If he infuriated Guang Yuan Palace, his threats would be useless. Even the Aquarius race had to consider things if Guang Yuan Palace Lord became involved. The reason Aquarius race could become a huge race was because they had a sea-setting God Needle and primordial essence Divine Emperor. If something happened to their primordial essence Divine Emperor, the Aquarius race was nothing. Yimo and them went back to the God rank square. There were nearly 10,000 humans waiting for them. When they saw Yimo come over, they immediately stopped discussions. In the Void Marketplace, Yimo was the core of the human race, their confidence to stay in the Void Marketplace. Yimo set up a few restrictions and formations enclosing this area, before saying, in the battle, just then, our human race lost tens of divine emperors, but we're united in the Void Marketplace and didn't lose face. In this battle, we've gotten more than 100 storage rings and some small worlds. There are many cultivation resources inside. I'll let Qing'a Divine Emperor distribute these to you later as compensation. Pill Divine Yi, you killed most of the Aquarius race. We can't take these cultivation resources. Someone said immediately. Su Feng got out and said, Pill Divine Yi, these storage ring are pretty much your battle loot. If it wasn't for you, not many divine emperors would have even survived. Su Feng wasn't bullshitting on this. When Kong Han Divine Emperor came to stop the battle, the Aquarius race had the lower hand. If the human race had the lower hand, would Kong Han Divine Emperor come out in time to stop them? No one knew. A Tao actualization peak stage Divine Emperor bowed to Yimo and said, Pill Divine Yi. The reason that the human race can even speak here is completely due to Pill Divine Yi. Otherwise, we will have no right to talk. Pill Divine Yi selflessly took out 30 Tao Fruit Tower spots to share between us. I was lucky to get one. For us humans who stay in the Void Marketplace long term, not having a leader is the scariest thing. We beg that Pill Divine Yi be the leader of the human race, and please tell us if there are any other requirements for entering the Tao Fruit Tower. This Tao actualization peak stage didn't even talk about the battle loot, but everyone could tell that the reason human race had some status was due to Yimo. If they still wanted to share the loot, it was too over the line. Yimo understood what this Tao actualization Divine Emperor meant. He thought of a while. His original plan was that all Tao actualization Divine Emperors who entered the Tao Fruit Tower and got Tao Fruits would need to give some back to everyone. The way of giving back was for him to concoct pills. At the same time, those HWO wanted to go and had to pay some God crystals. But after that battle, Yimo's mindset changed. The reason he wanted to take part of the Tao Fruits and God crystals was mainly for himself. But now he felt he needed to think for the human race. The human race's status in the Void Marketplace was low to a new extreme. He needed to think of ways to change this situation. Martial Brother Yi, the divine Tao realm is broken. Even if you help the human race this time, what about next time? I feel that the human race need to gather and work together to defend against other races. Luo Qing'a said. He knew what the weakness of the human race was. The reason they weren't gathered was because they didn't have a leader. Now that Yimo appeared and got everyone's approval, Yimo had to stand up. Yimo knew what Luo Qing'a meant. If it wasn't that the Divine Tao realm was so broken, he was planning to have a sect in the Divine Tao realm. Why would he go back to the Immortal realm? Yimo sighed, pity the Divine Tao realm is broken and can't be repaired. Otherwise, I would suggest everyone to go back to the Divine Tao realm and have a home. The Divine Tao realm was broken. If these divine emperors went back, where would they get the cultivation resources? Qin Xuanji suddenly walked up to Yimo and bowed, Martial Brother Yi. It's not impossible to repair the Divine Tao realm. Qin Xuanji's words shocked not only Yimo, but everyone else. Divine Tao realm was the highest level realm, and it said that the battle royale of primordial essence divine emperors was what broke the Divine Tao realm. Luo Qing'a said desperately, Martial Sister Xuanji, how to repair the divine Tao realm. As long as there's something I can do, I will do everything I can. Qin Xuanji said the primordial essence divine emperors fought over the chaos tree and used the divine Tao realm as a battlefield. That's what broke the divine Tao realm. Later, I realized that the battle wasn't just over the chaos tree. Yimo's face went serious and said, "Be more specific." Yes. The primordial essence divine emperors of different races used the opportunity of fighting for the chaos tree to set the battleground at the divine Tao realm. The primordial essence divine emperors of the divine Tao realm were in conflict, and no one cared about this. In the wake of the chaos tree, everything else didn't matter. In the end, more and more primordial essence divine emperors came to the divine Tao realm. When the divine Tao realm was shattered, those few human primordial essence divine emperors woke up, but it was too late. It said that there were still 5 human primordial essence divine emperors at the divine Tao realm. Those 5 primordial essence divine emperors were killed by the joined forces of other race primordial essence divine emperors. I don't know if people got away, but even if some did, their cultivation foundation would have been destroyed. What about the primordial essence divine emperor of other races? Luo Qinghe asked. The other primordial essence divine emperors were heavily injured. That's why there are rarely any primordial essence divine emperors these days. They're all either perfecting their own world or recovering. Qin Xuanji said. Yimo said slowly, "Tell us how to repair the divine Tao realm first." Qin Xuanji nodded. The news I got was that the divine Tao realm meridian was broken. In order to repair the divine Tao realm, one had to use the world mountain as the divine Tao realm's meridian and use the world tree to provide the divine Tao realm with life force. Only that would repair the divine Tao realm. Isn't the world tree the chaos tree? Luo Qinghe said, and then showed a disappointed face. The divine Tao realm was broken due to the chaos tree, and he had only heard of the world mountain. They had never seen it. Everyone fell into silence. According to her words, it was impossible to repair the divine Tao realm. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2181, Divine Tao Essence. Chapter 2181, Divine Tao. Secretary Yimo was extremely shocked. The chaos tree was in his dantian, and he had seen the world mountain before. He even had a small piece of it in his golden page world. But if the world mountain he saw was the one Qin Xuanji was talking about, how could it appear in the Truth Fall Palace? It was just Truth Divine Emperor's magic artifact. Even if it was that world mountain, Yimo didn't believe it could be forged into the divine Tao realm's meridian. That world mountain was enormous, but the divine Tao realm was boundless. It's said to be the biggest realm in the universe. Plus, that world mountain had flown away to a place no one knew. Qin Xuanji said, these are just 2 conditions for repairing the divine Tao realm. The most important one is to find Eternity Divine Emperor. Eternity Divine Emperor? Everyone looked at her in shock. In the vast universe, only Primordial Essence Divine Emperor can reach eternity. But no one even knew for sure. The title of Eternity Divine Emperor was too powerful. Who would dare to give himself such title? Yimo was even more shocked. If Qin Xuanji didn't say this, he would have forgotten his title was Eternity Divine Emperor. How would you know this? Yimo looked at Qin Xuanji and asked. Qin Xuanji hesitated and said, I got a huge fortune, and that's how my cultivation level improved so greatly. I knew about all this from that fortune. Even with the world mountain and tree, we need to find Eternity Divine Emperor to repair it. Su Feng sighed. Since Eternity Divine Emperor's title is Eternity, I believe he must have existed for an eternity. Even if we found him, the world mountain and tree is too far of a hope. Seeing Evaoyon become dejected, Yimo suddenly said, Immortal friends, we're all human divine emperors. Even if you all reach primordial essence, you would be homeless if you live somewhere else. I've decided to set up a sect at the Divine Tao realm called Divine Tao Sect. It's not built for anyone nor power. It's built for the entire Divine Tao realm. Everyone fell silent and listened to Yemo. The Divine Tao Sect will be built in the Divine Tao realm to bring the human race of the Divine Tao realm together again. The Divine Tao Sect won't allow the rule of the jungle in the Divine Tao realm. No Divine Tao city nor God Corner would be allowed to have strongest rules. Of course, most importantly, the mission of the Divine Tao realm is to repair the Divine Tao realm. Divine Emperors have countless lifespan. Eventually, the Divine Tao realm will be repaired in our hands again. When Yemo said this, he deeply felt that no matter how powerful he was, he couldn't take this on alone. The Aquarius race could publicly threaten to kill the human race, but he could only watch this. If the human race was powerful to a new extent, how would they dare to say this? If the Divine Tao realm was complete, who would even go for the immortal realm? He was more confident than others in repairing the Divine Tao realm. First, he was Eternity Divine Emperor. Second, he had Chaos Tree. Whether he was willing to use it depended on him. Third, he had seen the World Mountain. Perhaps he would be the only one who can find it. As soon as Yemo said this, Luo Qinghe yelled, "Sect Leader Yi." Luo Qinghe is willing to join Divine Tao Sect and return to the Divine Tao realm. Sect Leader Su Feng is willing to join Divine Tao Sect. Qin Xuanji is willing to join the Divine Tao Sect. Shan Mu is willing to join the Divine Tao Sect. Xian Yushua. In a short while, a few hundred people joined the Divine Tao Sect. Yemo said happily, "Very well. Today, the Divine Tao Sect is established. I've got 100 or so storage rings from the Aquarius race. The things inside will be the resources for setting up our sect. Luo Qinghe, Su Feng, and Qin Xuanji will be the first, second, and third vice-sect leader. After this, we'll buy the materials for building a sect in the Void Marketplace and bring back the humans who are willing to return to the Divine Tao realm and build the sect." The great Sun God Mountain's Tao Essence Divine Emperor's face went pale. If the Divine Tao Sect is built, even 30 divine sects won't be able to take on Divine Tao Sect, much less 3. Suddenly, Yemo stared at the great Sun God Mountain Tao Essence Divine Emperor and said, "On the account that you didn't run away from the conflict with the Aquarius race, I'll let you go on the past conflicts. But once you go back, go tell that great Sun God Mountain half primordial essence. If he dares to spirit control the entire Divine Tao realm, I will turn him to dust." "Yes, I understand," the Tao Essence Divine Emperor quickly said. This was a huge joy that Yemo let him go due to the Aquarius race conflict. As for whether the great Sun God Mountain Tao Essence Divine Emperor would listen to Yemo's message, that wasn't his problem. He knew it wasn't quite likely the other Tao Essence Divine Emperor was halfway primordial essence. "Sect Leader, after the Tao Fruit Tower, you're not going back to the Divine Tao realm with us?" Luo Qinghe asked. Yemo said, "I have some things to do. At the same time, I know where the World Mountain is. I'll go search for it. Before you guys go back, I will leave some God pills for you guys to take back." "Sect Leader, you know where the World Mountain is?" Su Feng and them asked at the same time. If Yemo found it, then even if they didn't find Eternity Divine Emperor, they could still repair the meridian of the Divine Tao realm if one of them reached primordial essence. That way, even without the World Tree, the Divine Tao realm wouldn't be like this. "I've seen it, but I'm not certain," Yemo said. "Sect Leader, I've heard them all call you Pill Divine. I wonder what Pill Divine you are?" Qin Xuanji asked while everyone was excited. Everyone looked at Yemo, wanting to know what God pills the sect leader of the Divine Tao Sect could concoct. Yemo smiled. "I can concoct Tao Essence God pills." "Tao Essence Pill Divine?" Hearing this, the room was dead silent. Tao Essence Pill Divine was rarer than Primordial Essence Divine Emperor. They completely didn't expect this. Didn't that mean that as long as they had God Spirit items, they would all be able to turn into God pills? Luo Qinghe and them finally realized why Void Marketplace Merchant Tower was so polite to Yemo. At the same time, they realized why Qiao He from Guangyuan Palace followed Yi Mo suddenly. A flaming red flying sword fell into Yi Mo's hands. Yi Mo grabbed it and felt a message. It was Tian Rui and Kong Han Divine Emperor inviting him over. Yi Mo knew he couldn't reject this, so he patted Luo Qinghe, who was still in disbelief, and said, "Qinghe, I'll leave the Dao Fruit Tower spots to you." Then Yi Mo said to Su Feng and Qin Xuanji, "Please calculated the people joining Divine Dao sect and the resources we got before, and turn those God crystals into sect building material, and bring it back to the Divine Dao realm. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible." Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 21, 82 Invitation of Half Primordial Essence. Chapter 21, 82 Invitation of Half Primordial Essence. The VIP place was much smaller than the guest palace, but more exquisite. When they saw Yi Mo come in, Tian Rui and Kong Han Divine Emperor got up politely. "Pil Divine Yi is very busy now, but we invited you over. Please forgive us." Tian Rui said with full spirit. He didn't seem like the fatigued him before. Yi Mo didn't know why these two called him over, but he wasn't worried. He checked this VIP tower. There was no special restriction. Kong Han Divine Emperor poured a cup of tea for Yi Mo and then started to chat with Yi Mo about casual things. Yi Mo didn't want to waste time with these two, but he didn't want to bring it up. He was planning to leave if these two kept wasting time. As though realizing what Yi Mo thought, Tian Rui, Divine Emperor, soon said, "Pil Divine Yi, you probably know great primordial god rune god art, right?" Yi Mo instantly realized that the two could tell he knew great primordial god rune from his falling mark sword rune. Yi Mo's facial expression didn't even change. He smiled, "Yes, a little bit. Now, even in initial mastery." "Oh, I didn't expect Pil Divine Yi to have such fortune." Despite knowing that Yi Mo probably knew it, they were still extremely shocked when Yi Mo admitted it. Yi Mo knew that even if he didn't say where he learned the great primordial god rune, the two would ask him, so he said, 100 years ago, I've been to a void marketplace auction. I bought the great primordial god rune from there and spent 3 billion god crystals and a god spirit range." Hearing this, the two excited half primordial essences were a little disappointed indeed. Since Yi Mo was the person who bought the great primordial god rune, then there was no way he was the demon Dao essence who tore open the void. They would rather Yi Mo be that demon divine. "Pil Divine Yi is very strong. Are you Dao Essence Divine Emperor already?" Kong Han Divine Emperor asked. Hearing this and considering their disappointed face, Yi Mo immediately knew what was going on. They thought he was the demon Dao Essence who bought the light heart 100 years ago. That's why they called him over to test him. No wonder they were suspicious. He used the great primordial god rune fruit to buy things, so it was no strange thing that he knew great primordial god rune. Then, his Zisu was extremely strong, so they suspected he used Zisu to tear open the void. Yi Mo rejoiced. He was really lucky. If there was no great primordial god rune sold at the auction, they would be even more suspicious of him. But he knew that if these two investigated at Shadow Void Castle, they would definitely know he bought the light heart. As the exchange social people knew, he sold the great primordial god rune fruit. However, Yi Mo wasn't worried about this. By the time they investigated and knew the results, he would have definitely left the void marketplace. Yi Mo wasn't scared of these two, but the light heart was too precious. If he exposed it, he wouldn't be able to stay alive. "No, I'm still Dao Actualization Divine Emperor. I'm a Pil Divine, otherwise I would want to go to the Dao Fruit Tower too," Yi Mo said casually. After realizing Yi Mo wasn't the person they were looking for, the two Divine Emperors lost interest. Yi Mo got up to leave. He knew he had to leave the void marketplace quickly. At this moment, the three vice sect leaders had arranged everything and came to Yi Mo's place. There were a total of 673 Divine Emperors and immortal friends going back to the Divine Dao realm with them. Sect leader Luo Qinghe was going to report more. Yi Mo waved his hand. "Wait, we don't need to be like this. Just call each other Marshall brothers. Plus, I really do have some Marshall brother relationship with you. Luo Qinghe looked at Yimo in confusion and asked, Marshall brother Yi. What do you mean? Yimo smiled. Have you been to Luo Yu continent, Marshall brother Qinghe? Or did you ascend from there? Luo Qinghe got up in surprise and joy. Marshall brother, Yi knows of Luo Yu continent? I ascended from there, but because I've been a solo cultivator, I didn't have sect heritage. I found a piece of a god cultivation chant, and I used that to ascend to the immortal realm. How did you know I came from the Luo Yu continent? Because I ascended from Luo Yu continent too. The Qinghe god cultivation chant you left behind was found by a sword cultivator called Su Changji. The latter part was missing, so I filled it up for you. Yimo said. Luo Qinghe already felt warm when Yimo said he was from Luo Yu continent. Now that Yimo said he edited the cultivation method for him, Luo Qinghe felt even better. He asked desperately, how is my disciple's talent? What's his cultivation level now? Yimo laughed. You only left a part of a sword chant, and you want to be master. It's not that easy. Marshall brother Yi, are we in the same sect now? Luo Qinghe said awkwardly. Yimo smiled. I won't fight over disciple with you. I call Su Changji Marshall brother Su. We'll teach our own disciples. Luo Qinghe said in embarrassment. No wonder Marshall brother Yi let Marshall brother Qinghe be the first sect leader. You're already related. Qin Xuanji joked. Yimo sighed. He already told them about how he came from the immortal realm. Hearing that Yimo built a MOU immortal sect in the immortal realm, they've long wanted to go see. The group chatted for a while before Su Feng said, Marshall brother, I've counted the Aquarius race storage ring. There's 17 extreme grade god artifact. The rest are half extreme grade or top grade Ta. There's also a fake primordial spirit artifact. There's 19 small worlds, countless materials, and god spirit herbs. There's 29, 3 billion top grade god crystals, 5 extreme grade god spirit range, 27 top grade god spirit range, and 29 middle grade and low grade god spirit range. There's countless god pills. Yimo took in a cold breath. The Aquarius race is very wealthy. That battle royale earned him more than selling the 13 spots. The 4 Tao Essence Divine Emperor's storage ring are very plentiful. Su Feng added. Yimo took out a storage ring to Su Feng and said, there are some god pill and god artifacts I've made. Give the pill concoction and forgery materials to me, and take the god pill and god artifact back to develop the sect. Sect leader, you're an artifact divine too? Qin Xuanji looked dazedly at Yimo. A pill divine was already extremely time-consuming. If this pill divine was still an artifact divine, just how absurd would things be? Yimo didn't hide it and said, I can forge some god artifact, but the materials are very hard to get. Thus, my forgery skills are a bit weaker than my pill concoction skills. Yimo continued, the divine Tao sect is about to build. The materials we'll need is an astronomical number. Before the Tao Fruit Tower, Marshall brother Qing, he, and Marshall sister Xuanji can ask for Xing Hong Divine Emperor to buy the things we need. After the Tao Fruit Tower finishes, we'll leave immediately. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2183 Luo Yu Dao Fruit Shop. Chapter 2183 Luo Yu Dao Fruit Shop. Dao Fruit Tower was the Chaos Tower. Although people often said it was in the Void Marketplace and belonged to it, but its actual location wasn't in the Void Marketplace. It was in the void between realms. There was only one way to the Dao Fruit Tower, and that was the entrance from the Void Marketplace. There was also a huge square at the entrance. It was the Dao Fruit Tower Square. Every time the Dao Fruit Tower opened, there would be all sorts of stalls. At the deepest part of the square was a teleportation formation to the Dao Fruit Tower. This teleportation formation wasn't set up by anyone. It was naturally here. Anyone who went in would be teleported to the first level of the Tao Fruit Tower. At this moment, the square was completely filled. The Tao Fruit Tower was open. Those who wanted to go in could enter now. Zhu Wuheng was nowhere to be seen during this period, but he came very early today. One didn't need any identity jade card to enter the Tao Fruit Tower. They can only enter the teleportation formation. Anyone can enter, but the teleportation will only happen once for 999 people. The 30 people of the human race were all here. However, Yimo was surprised to find that it wasn't just Zhu Wuheng, who was a Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor, but also Ji Shi, who was a Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor, and got a spot. Yimo immediately realized who gave it. Wang Nanshuang got 2 spots, and she gave one to Ji Shi. Yimo didn't want to say much about it. When Ji Shi saw Yimo look over, she quickly looked down. She was really scared Yimo would suddenly take her spot away. If Yimo did this, there was nothing she could do. The Great Sun God Mountain also had 3 spots. Other than Dong In, there was 1 man and woman. They were also Tao Actualization Peak Stage. The people who bought the 13 spots came to the human race area too. They were from all sorts of races, and even an Aquarius race, but Yimo didn't care. Tian Rue and Kong Han came to the Tao Fruit Tower Square. Kong Han stood in the air and said loudly, "The Tao Fruit Tower is open. Can the divine emperors of different races stand separately?" The god rank people stand separately too. Instantly, the space before the teleportation formation was split into tens of groups. Yimo noticed that their group of 42 was huge. The biggest group was the god rank group. There were hundreds there. When Yimo saw Wan Tong Tong, she saw Yimo too. She quickly looked down, just like Ji Shi. Clearly, she had heard of what Yimo did at the Void Marketplace. If it wasn't for the Tao Fruit Tower, she would never appear here. Kong Han Divine Emperor looked at the people and said, "There's 999 spots. Now that there's only 994 people here, the Void Marketplace will auction these 5 spots." Yimo realized. No wonder Kong Han and Tian Rue were so eager to come. Such method of auction was way better than what he did. If he did this, he would get much higher price with all these people here. But Yimo knew that was implausible. This was the Void Marketplace. If he did that, it would definitely offend the 2 half primordial essence. In just 10 seconds, the 5 spots were gone. The price was more than 15 billion god crystals in 2 god spirit range. Yimo was speechless. The 999 people were gathered and teleported away. Many merchant towers started to release their shop at obvious places in the square. They wanted to buy the Tao fruits. Some big merchant associations also sent people over too. Yimo didn't go into Tao Fruit Tower just so he could buy Tao Fruit Race. He chose the most obvious place and built the largest shop, Luo Yu Tao Fruit Shop. It displayed all the fine details. What was most attractive was that they could help people who had Tao Fruit concoct Tao Fruit God pills. This was something only Tao Actualization Pill Divines could do. The Tao Fruit of the first level was 5-element Heaven Fruit. This Tao Fruit could be concocted into 5-element Tao Fruit God Pill. It can help people learn 5-element God Art. The fee is half the price. If pill concoction fails, there would be compensation. The second level had Fu Lu Fruit. It was something more precious than Du Yuan Eye. It could be made into Buddha Lu God Eye Pill. It can allow people to cultivate God eyes that at the extreme can let your eyes pierce a realm. This was also something that needed a top Tao Actualization Pill Divine to concoct. There was still promise of compensation for failure. The third level Tao Fruit was Dustless Fruit. The shop only bought it as the Tao Fruit couldn't be used in pill concoction. The fourth level Tao Fruit was Abstruse Heaven Fruit. It can be concocted into Abstruse Heaven Pill. It was a pill to help learn God Art. It was most suited for wind, ice, and lightning God Art. The fifth was Purple Heaven Tao Fruit. It helped Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor break through to Tao Actualization Divine Emperor. It could be made into Purple Heaven Pill. The sixth level was Flowing Light Fruit. It was a real Tao Law Fruit. Divine Emperors could use this to learn laws of the universe, including space and time law. The shop only bought and didn't concoct pills with it. The seventh level was Qian Essence Fruit. To all the Tao actualization divine emperors in the tower, this was the most precious Tao fruit. Other than people like Yimo, who didn't want to use Tao fruit to reach Tao essence divine emperor, no being below Tao essence could resist its temptations. This Tao fruit couldn't be concocted to pills. The shop was willing to pay heavy price and negotiate terms. The 8th level was Heaven Martial Void Breaking Fruit. This was more precious than Qian Essence fruit, but less valuable to cultivators as this was a martial Tao fruit. It couldn't be used in pill concoction too. The 9th level was Primordial Essence Dusk Fruit. Just from the name, one could tell it was related to Primordial Essence. However, ever since the Tao Fruit Tower existed, no one was able to get it, so the shop didn't list this fruit. In all off Luo Yu shop's lists, it was full compensation for pill concoction failure and 50% pill fee. Those competing merchants saw this advertisement and wanted to die. With such conditions, who would be able to compete with Luo Yu? No pill divine dared to promise compensation for pill concoction failure. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2184 Shadow, Void Young, Castle Master. Chapter 2184 Shadow, Void Young, Castle Master were late. A handsome-looking man brought a few divine emperors to the Tao Fruit Tower Square and saw stalls everywhere. Young Castle Master, there's still a few spots at the corner. We can place our stall there. A Tao actualization divine emperor said. They were scared the stalls would be taken, but more scared that the young castle master would cause trouble here. All those who could set up stall here weren't weak. They were either a powerful faction or a powerful sect. The young castle master frowned and sneered. The name of our shadow void castle dominates the void. How can we choose a corner? That would be a joke. Suyang, go negotiate with some stall owners and see if we can pay some god crystals. Luo Yu Dao Fruit Shop. He wanted to let his men negotiate with someone who had weaker power than the Shadow Void Castle to buy a stall, but then he saw Luo Yu Dao Fruit Shop. He saw that the place was the most obvious and largest. It wasn't that he wanted this place. They could take such a large place, meaning that they clearly weren't ordinary people. He asked because he had never heard of such power. Suyang, have you heard of this Luo Yu Dao Fruit stall? How come I've never heard of it? The young castle master asked the Tao actualization divine emperor next to him. Then he looked at 2 Tao essence divine emperors and asked, have 2 elders heard of them before? The man and woman shook their head. They were delayed on their trip to the void marketplace, and thus didn't hear about Yimo slaying demon divine emperors and dominating the Aquarius race. Suyang was scared the young castle master would be rash, and said, young castle master, how about I go ask? Perhaps we can ask them for pill concoction. Looking at their sign, it's quite scary. The young castle master nodded. Since the stall is set there, they're definitely not ordinary. Be polite when you ask. Hearing this, Su Yang rejoiced. The young castle master was usually very cocky. To be able to say this, it was a huge improvement. Haha, so it's Shadow Void Castle young castle master. Lu Tai immortal friends. Long time no see. A warm voice sounded. Then a man who looked on par with the young castle master came over. His extremely handsome face was surrounded with this shocking chi. Those who knew would recognize it was demonic wave. This person was the Tao Essence Demon, representing the demon race at the Tao Fruit Tower distribution. He was called Situ Hong. Seeing this, young castle master felt a little overwhelmed and said, so it's Situ Qianbei. Qianbei haven't been to the Shadow Void Castle for a long time. Lu Tai miss you very much. Situ Hong laughed. Young castle master is too polite. We're no outsiders. Just call me Brother Situ from now. How has castle master been lately? Hearing this, young castle master was overjoyed and quickly said, my father is in solitary cultivation. Castle master is really a talented person. We're so much lesser than him. Situ Hong sighed and asked, by the way, why did young castle master only come now? Lu Tai sighed. Due to some things happening in the void, we wasted some time. Now that we're here, there's not even a space left for us. If I go back, Father will definitely reproach me. Sidu Hong also said with a pity, yeah, the Dao fruits are no small matter. If the Shadow Void Castle has no spots this time, the losses would be huge. Sidu Hong hesitated and suddenly said, young castle master, how about this? You can come to our demon race, and I'll give half my stall to young castle master. How can that work? It would be troubling brother Situ. Lu Tai's heart was very warm. He didn't expect Sidu Hong to take him this seriously. Sidu Hong said gloriously, this isn't hard. The castle master helped me a lot before, and you've helped me quite a lot too. Seeing Situ Hong be so polite, Lu Tai said, brother Situ, I do need to ask you about something. How come I've never heard of that Luo Yu Dao fruit shop? Their stall is huge, and it's in the center of the square. Sidu Hong glanced at it and said in contempt, if it wasn't for Xing Hong, I would have kicked him away. That stall owner knows Xing Hong and Kong Han Divine Emperor through pill concoction. He's just a human solo cultivator, and he's only Dao Actualization Divine Emperor. It's normal that you haven't heard of him. What? Lu Tai looked at Sidu Hong in shock. A solo cultivator dared to have such a huge spot in the square? Sidu Hong suddenly thought of something and said, young castle master, I'm busy. I'll be leaving first. If you have no spot, feel free to come to me. Okay, thank you, brother Sidu. Lu Tai felt very good. Young castle master. I feel Sidu Hong's words are strange. That Dao Essence Divine Emperor set up a sound barrier restriction and said, why? Lu Tai, who was going to walk towards Luo Yu Dao fruit shop, stopped. The Dao Essence Divine Emperor said first, he came at such a strange time, and he's too nice to young castle master. Situ Hong isn't someone that easy to talk to, and yet he's giving his stall. Although he's close to Xing Hong, it's not at the level he would give such space over. Third, even if he's close to Xing Hong, what about Beast Race, Aquarius Race, and Abyssal Race? We just come here. It's best that we investigate what the shop is in case we fall into a trap. Lu Tai thought for a moment and said, Elder Shi is right. Sidu Hong is indeed a bit strange. We just came to the Void Marketplace and don't know a lot of things. He saw us come to the square and knew we needed a stall. He even overheard us before coming over. But if that stall owner is really close to Kong Han Divine Emperor, it's plausible. The Dao Essence woman suddenly said, there's also Dragon and Phoenix Race. Even Kong Han Divine Emperor wouldn't be able to let Demon, Abyssal, and Aquarius Race give over such a good spot. The Luo Yu shop isn't simple. Suddenly, the woman looked at the door of the shop with disbelief. Elder Pu, what did you notice? The young castle master asked quickly. The Dao Essence Divine Emperor belonged to the Tsang Su Dao Exchange Social and not the Shadow Void Castle. They were cooperating. If the owner of the shop is the person who just came out, I've seen him, and I know a little about him. The Dao Essence Divine Emperor said. Lu Tai felt the Dao Essence Divine Emperor's tense tone and asked carefully, Elder Pu, is his origin big? The woman shook her head. He's indeed a human Divine Emperor from the Divine Dao realm. When I first saw him, he only seemed to be Dao nourishment, but now he's Dao actualization. He definitely hid his power. Immortal friends Pu, where did you see him? The Shi Dao Essence asked. At the Tsang Su Dao Exchange Social. He had a lot of good things, and then had conflict with Demon Dao Essence Mo Fu over the 9-star bamboo. He was stopped at the Immortal Rest Tower for nearly 3 years. After 3 years, this person left, and Mo Fu left with him. The woman said, then what happened? Did Elder Fu follow them? The young castle master asked. He knew she would definitely go check. She nodded, yes I did. I ended up seeing Mo Fu's broken magic artifact. Ever since then, I've never seen Mo Fu again, but today I saw that human Divine Emperor again. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2185, Want Ye Mo Stall. Chapter 2185, Want Ye Mo Stall, He Killed Mo Fu. The young castle master asked in surprise. And then he said, No wonder Situ Hong wants to stir up trouble. Young castle master, I feel that Situ Hong probably doesn't know that he killed Mo Fu. If Situ Hong knew that, then even if the stall owner knew Tian Rui, Divine Emperor, Situ Hong wouldn't be letting him sit there. The Tao Actualization Divine Emperor, called Su Luan, said. The young castle master nodded. Since we know he is, we can let him have his way. Give him a small space and pay him some god crystals compensation. A human race Tao Essence Divine Emperor is not much to me. The Shi Tao Essence Divine Emperor and Su Luan Tao Actualization Divine Emperor didn't say anything hearing this, but the female Tao Essence Divine Emperor said, Young castle master, I think it's best that we don't start trouble. If the human race Divine Emperor only had that much power, Situ Hong wouldn't be using your hands to kill him. The reason she said this was because she had this deep concern with Mo. She hadn't seen the exact fight between Mo and Mo Fu, but she saw the void formation flags Mo left behind. This meant that Mo used formations to kill Mo Fu. The reason Mo had to use formations was because he was weaker than Mo Fu. Someone who was weaker than Mo Fu used all sorts of means to kill him. How could he not know the danger of taking such a stall on the Tao Fruit Tower Square? However, she had tried persuading the young castle master. She wasn't a part of the Shadow Void Castle. She already said what needed to be said. What the young castle master did was his choice. Lu Tai smiled. Elder Pu, don't worry. This thing definitely won't get Song Su Dao Exchange Social involved. Plus, with such a huge shop, we'll definitely earn big this time. Situ Hong isn't necessarily starting trouble between us. He doesn't dare not to take into account my father. Plus, how much benefits has Situ Hong taken from Xing Hong? It's normal that he's embarrassed to offend Xing Hong. Just watch me. Pu Hoshi could only follow over. The reason Mo was here alone was because he asked the rest of the people to buy all sorts of sect building materials in the Void Marketplace. In order for them to not get abused, Mo let Xiao He follow them. Although Xing Hong helped him a lot, there were many things he needed to go by himself. When Mo came out of the shop, he saw Pu Hoshi. Even though the young castle master walked at the front, Mo only knew her. Immortal friends, you're a human race pill divine, right? How may I refer to you? I'm from the Shadow Void Castle. Lu Tai. I'm the young castle master. Lu Tai saluted with his fists. Mo immediately thought that Lu Tai came to ask him for pill concoction and saluted with his fists. I'm Mo. Is the young castle master here to ask me for pill concoction? Lu Tai pointed at Mo's sign and laughed. Pill divine, ye is really bold. Not everyone dares to set up such plate. Although Elder Xing Hong is a powerful figure of the Void Marketplace, not everyone cares about him. Mo frowned. He didn't really understand what Lu Tai meant. What's his signs got to do with Xing Hong? Lu Tai said again, Immortal friends, I wasted some time on the way here, so I came late. Can you do this? How about you give part of your stall to me, and I'll pay you some god crystals or something else? Of course, if anyone else looks for your trouble, I can help you. You came to take my stall? Mo immediately realized what this young castle master meant. Lu Tai smiled and nodded yes. Don't worry. I will compensate you god crystals. Just divide out 10%. Hearing this, Mo wasn't too annoyed. His stall was huge. Giving him 10% for some god crystals was okay. Plus, when he was hunted by Mo Fu, it was Shadow Void Castle's Immortal Rest Tower that helped him. The Shadow Void Castle needs to buy a lot of things, so I might need some larger area. 10% of the area should be enough for you. Immortal friends, what do you think? Lu Tai looked at Mo confidently. He didn't believe that Mo could really concoct those god pill he proclaimed. Mo's stall was purely to cheat people's Tao fruits. Since it was cheating, there will be conflicts. Now that he was going to back Mo up, Mo would definitely want this. Mo looked at Lu Tai like he was an idiot. He thought the 10% was for the young castle master, but this idiot meant it was for him. Why did this idiot feel so good about himself? If it wasn't that he spoke nicely, Mo would have kicked him away already. I don't think so. Yemo didn't want to offend Shadow Void Castle, but he wasn't going to give him 10% anymore. Hearing this, Lu Tai's face went cold. He thought he was polite enough to this human divine emperor, and yet he dares to be so cocky. Elder Shi, Lu Tai called. He knew he was no match for Yi Mo Elder. She went up immediately as his powerful realm domain instantly bound Yemo while he grabbed at Yemo. In front of outsiders, the face of the young castle master need to be preserved. The same time Yemo was bound, he felt the nearby space pause. He immediately knew this was time law. Time law was thought to be the most terrifying law. It was the hardest to learn, but once you learned it, it was extremely powerful. Yemo learned time law due to a lightning sound ages fruit. He studied time law by himself. Now that he saw someone else's time law, he didn't want to break free. He closed his eyes to feel it. Yemo really didn't fear an ordinary Tao Essence Divine Emperor. When Elder Shi heard that Yemo killed Mo Fu, he was concerned with Yemo. Mo Fu was stronger than him, but lately he learned a time law god art. If he fought against Mo Fu now, he wouldn't be scared. In order to scare Yemo, Elder Shi used his strongest god art immediately. When he saw that Yemo couldn't even stay awake in his time law, he knew that he overestimated Yemo. Pu Hoshi watched on the side in confusion. She didn't understand why Yemo couldn't even struggle. Elder Shi's hand grabbed at Yemo's neck, but when his hands were about to touch Yemo, he felt Yemo's neck move and he grabbed on Yemo's shoulder. He didn't plan to kill Yemo. Other people thought the miss was nothing, but this Elder Shi knew very clearly this was extremely powerful space law. Elder Shi's hands grabbed on Yemo's shoulder, and this extremely powerful force came. He felt his fingers ache, and then there was a cracking sound. The Tao Essence Divine Emperor knew his fingers had all broke. Then he saw a foot kick on his face. He was kicked flying without resistance. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2186 Shocking News. Chapter 2186 Shocking News. When this Tao Essence old man flew out, half his face was destroyed by Yemo's kick. He was shocked, but at the same time rejoiced that Yemo didn't kill him. Lu Tai looked at this scene in extreme shock. He felt his surroundings completely freeze. At the same time, he was grabbed by a huge God Essence hand and thrown on the ground. Lu Tai was scared soulless. He had been careful enough, but he didn't expect this Yemo could easily smash away his Tao Essence Divine Emperor. This power was no weaker than his father. Young Castle Master Lu, I still don't want to give 90% of my stall to you. What do you think? Yemo looked at Lu Tai, who was under his foot, and said. Lu Tai finally realized why Yemo could have his stall here. Yemo had the power. Even Tao Essence was no match for him. Such stall was nothing. His life was in Yemo's hands now. He quickly said, Qianbei, Wanbei was ignorant. On the account that you stayed at my immortal rest tower for a few years, please show mercy. If it was some other divine emperor, he would be furious and embarrassed hearing this, but Yemo didn't. He was indeed grateful to that immortal rest tower. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be willing to give him 10%. That's why Yemo didn't kill Lu Tai and the Tao Essence next to him. Immortal friends, on that account, please don't attack. Pu Hoshi was worried seeing Lu Tai was stomped on the ground. She helped Yemo before at the Tao Exchange Social. Yemo didn't keep stepping on Lu Tai, but didn't let him go either. He looked at Pu Hoshi and said, since he's in my hands, name a price. I'm willing to pay 10 billion God crystals. Lu Tai immediately said before Pu Hoshi could speak. Pu Hoshi sighed. She could tell that Yemo didn't plan to kill Lu Tai. Otherwise, he could just kill Lu Tai and all his belongings would be his. In such situation, Yemo would be settled with at most 5 billion God crystals, but now, this young castle master said 10 billion. Hearing this, Yemo envied the wealth of the Shadow Void Castle. 10 billion was no small number, but this Lu Tai gave it out so easily. Seeing Lu Tai take out a storage ring, Yemo let go off the pressure and yelled, "Piss off." Yes, Lu Tai quickly charged out of the range of the shop and went with the other divine emperors of the castle to a corner at the square. Pu Hoshi heard Yi Mo's sound transmission before she left, telling her to keep her mouth tight. How could she not know now that Yi Mo killed Mo Fu? Even if Yi Mo didn't tell, she wouldn't dare to spread things. That bastard! How dare he set me up? Lu Tai cursed. If he still didn't know by now that he was set up by Sidu Hong, he would be an idiot. Sidu Hong clearly wanted Yi Mo to kill him, but Yi Mo didn't. Lu Dao Essence had recovered his injuries and said in confusion that Sidu Hong probably has some conflict with Yi Mo, so he set up young Castle Master to attack Yi Mo. He definitely thought Yi Mo would kill young Castle Master, but that Yi Mo is strange. Does he know that the young Castle Master was set up? He didn't kill young Castle Master and just took some god crystals. Some god crystals? 10 billion is some god crystals? This bastard is no good person. Lu Tai felt the pain now. He knew that Yi Mo was extremely scary. Otherwise, how could Situ Hong use him to offend Yi Mo? Young Castle Master, you must not say that. The Tao Actualization Divine Emperor sent out to get intel came back and quickly said, "What did you find out?" The young Castle Master immediately beamed nervous. He lost face and lost 10 Bellino God crystals after being taught a lesson. There was no way he wasn't annoyed. This was enough to get his father involved. He was ready to notify the Castle Master, his father. But before he did that, he had to know what Yi Mo did at the Void Marketplace to dare to take such a stall. Su Luan quickly said that Yi Mo is said to be a Tao Actualization Pill Divine, and some people even say he's Tao Essence Pill Divine. Before we came to the Void Marketplace, the human race had a huge clash with the Aquarius race under his lead. Pill Divine Yi killed 4 Tao Essence Divine Emperor alone and more than 100 Divine Emperors below Tao Essence. What? Everyone from the Shadow Void Castle was dazed, just like when Su Luan first heard this. Yi Mo dared to lead the declined human race to fight with the Aquarius race, and dared to kill more than 100 Aquarius race? Was he not scared of death? Why was he still alive now? Lu Tai completely calmed down now. The reason he thought Yi Mo didn't kill him before was because Yi Mo was scared of the Shadow Void Castle. Now, it didn't seem so at all. Yi Mo wasn't even scared of the Aquarius race. Continue. The young Castle Master breathed and said slowly. He rejoiced that he didn't impulsively send a message to his father. Otherwise, this thing might not end well. The Shadow Void Castle was strong, but they had no primordial essence Divine Emperor. Seeing the young Castle Master calm, down Su Luan said, during that battle, twice the amount of Aquarius race died. Not only that, the human race has become very united under Yi Mo. In the Void Marketplace, no one would abuse the human race for no reason. This Tao Fruit Tower opening, the human race took back the 30 spots that belonged to them and got 14 more. So amazing! Pu Hoshi and the other Lu Tao Essence Divine Emperor gasped. The Tao Essence Divine Emperors here at the Void Marketplace were the strong ones of every race. Yi Mo could take 44 spots at the distribution as absurdity amongst absurdity. Not only so, Yi Mo killed Demon Race Tao Essence Divine Emperor Gong Xiang and beat Abyssal Race Tao Essence Divine Emperor Zhongli Huyin and robbed 5 spots from each. Hearing this, all the Divine Emperors here gasped in disbelief. After a long while, Lu Tai cursed, "No wonder Situ Hong wanted to trick us." Yi Mo killed Demon Race Tao Essence Divine Emperor, and so they want us to fight with Yi Mo, and then I would call my father over. Then my father would fight Yi Mo while they watched. The Lu Tao Essence Divine Emperor nodded. It's probably so. If they called a half primordial essence, first it would take too long, second they would have no reason to fight. After all, being killed at the Tao Fruit Tower distribution was normal. The human race had killed countless human race Divine Emperors. Luckily, young Castle Master was calm. Now we just lost some god crystals. Pu Hoshi sighed. The Aquarius race is a precedent. They might have had conflict with Yi Mo, but it wasn't to the point of large-scale battles. They were definitely set up by the demon race. The young Castle Master did the right thing. We just lost some god crystals. Hearing two Tao Essence Divine Emperors compliment him, Lu Tai felt great about himself and nodded, "We'll pretend we don't know this. After we buy enough Tao fruits, we'll go back to the castle and tell this to my father." A few days later, Xiao He, Xin Yu Shui, Gu Biying, and a few more human race divine emperors came back. In a few days, they've spent most of their god crystals, and the materials for sect building were pretty much prepared. Seeing more and more human divine emperors come to Yimos' stall, Lu Tai rejoiced even more that he did the right thing. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.